Wow, are we actually on time for a change? Because most of the time I stream, especially on my gaming channel, I usually end up being a bit late because there's always problems that come up. But yeah, I think we're good. Let me just tweet the stream out and then we'll get going. It might be a long one today. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't really plan out exactly how long these streams are going to be ahead of time. But how's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? All right, let me tweet this out. There we go. Haven't done one of these in a while. Like a Q&A in general. I think the last time we did one was the end of last summer, I think, or it was like something like that. It must have been last August. I mean, we've done streams since then. I did one for my birthday, but I haven't done one specifically centered around like a milestone for a while. I'm pregnant with your kids, bro. I appreciate you deleting that, but I was like, what? How's everyone doing? So I've got a lot to talk about today. Like I said, it's going to be a Q&A, so obviously you guys can just ask questions about literally anything. It could be about movies, TV shows. I prefer it's about those, but if it's about something else as well, that's fine. I'll answer anything. But I also just want to talk about more like channel focused things, like what I want to do with it, what I want to do with what I've been doing on YouTube, and just kind of talking about that. So yeah, is that good? That's probably better. I would think I was too close to my face. But yeah, I mean, I'll start off with just talking about that in general. Like, there's a lot I want to do with the channel, not just this one, but also my other ones. A lot of people don't know about those, and they're very different, so I wouldn't expect everyone here to subscribe to those and be on them. But those channels are more focused around games, video, in particular Call of Duty. I'm sure some of you know about it, or some of you know about that channel, but I feel like most people know what Call of Duty is. But I've been wanting to do more on those channels as well, because like, as much as I love this channel, I also really love doing stuff with those channels. So I think I like to spend a decent amount of time on both. And I think that's kind of led to a lot of problems within the past year, honestly, for this channel, because as much as, like I said, I love doing this channel, it's like trying to balance two channels, sometimes three channels, mainly two, is very difficult. It is not easy because I do it all myself. There's no editors. I have none of that. So it's just a lot of work, and that's that, right? So it's pretty much the only thing I'm like putting my effort and focus into right now. We're not going to get too in depth with like other stuff going on in my life and like career stuff, but I will be honest, the past like 6 months really debating what I want to do with my future, not just revolving around YouTube, but also like just in life. And obviously YouTube is going to play a role in that because it's been my main source of income for the past like 5 years. And it's something that I've grown to love and enjoy doing so much that I would love for it to be a full career, but it's also not in a position where I can comfortably make it that just yet. I mean, I'm sure I can get to that point. Right now, it is not comfortably a career option. It's more so just a fun thing I do that happens to make some money. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough trying to decide these things. I'm at an age now where I really have to figure these things out. But yeah, we'll talk about that a bit. If anybody has questions in relation to that, I would definitely be glad to answer them. But yeah, let's get through some of these questions. I appreciate everyone giving me congratulations. I mean, like, I knew this was coming because it was like a gradual increase to 50K. You know what I mean? It's not like out of nowhere my subscriber count just like blew up and hit 50K. It was more so like a gradual thing. Like past couple months, I was like, oh, it's probably going to happen. I kept saying it's going to happen before Daredevil Born Again. That was what I wanted to, but unfortunately it happened 2 weeks after Daredevil Born Again came out, which is fine. But I was like, I really wanted to happen before that for whatever reason. That was like my milestone that I like set. But it was pretty close, so I was okay with that. And yeah, I mean, it's a great milestone to hit. Obviously, it's halfway to 100K. I hope we can get to 100K one day. I have absolutely no idea, but it would be great. It would be awesome, but we'll see. I never thought I'd even get this far, to be honest. So all the thanks to all of you. Obviously, the only reason I was able to get this is because of everyone subscribing and keeping that subscription going, because a lot of people do unsubscribe actually, so I'm appreciative that a lot of you guys don't do it because like you'll be surprised. Like I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there's a statistic on this in the analytics. I'm pretty sure there is, but I haven't really seen it. But like I think in terms of people who have clicked the subscribe button on my channel, I think it's like over 70,000. It has to be, because constantly I lose subscribers. You can kind of see that as you're looking through your channel. And it's always like a thing. It's like, come on, man, just stay subscribed. I want to see the number go up. But it is what it is. You know, obviously everyone's got their own personal choice, and whether you want to be subscribed to a channel or not, that is totally up to you. I feel like I subscribe to a lot of channels because ever since subscriptions became less of a focus on channels, it started to be less of a big deal if you subscribe to someone or not. Like it's not really like I'm subscribed to people that I haven't ever watched their videos probably ever, to be honest. I just hit the subscribe button and then don't go back, you know. There's a lot of channels like that, but I think that's just how YouTube has changed quite a bit. The landscape of it changed quite a bit. All right. You don't think about the fact that you have 50,000 people to follow you. Think of 50,000 people in a room. It is crazy. Like that is, and I try to always envision that even when it comes to just like views on a video, because I'll sometimes have a video that'll hit like maybe like 1,000 views or something, and it'll stop at 1,000. Like I won't get beyond that, and I'll kind of look at that and be like, yeah, that to me that's like nowadays I feel like it's a video that I would deem is not really performing well, but still it's crazy. Like that is still 1,000 people. That is a lot of people. Like that is insane, right? But I guess it more so goes back to the conversation of like, as a stable long-term aspiration, 1,000 views on a video is just not going to cut it. At least that's not how it works anymore. So it is one of those things that regardless of how exciting it might be to see that, it still gets frustrating at the same time. But I think that's kind of where I'm at on my channel. Is like, as long as it gets 1,000 views, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's all right, But like less than that, that's when it's like, that's dead. Like that video is just destroyed. It did terrible. I don't have that many videos that get below that, but there was a Andor season 2 reaction or trailer reaction I did recently. Got like 500 views, which worries the hell out of me because now I don't want to even react to that show because I'm like, bro, I mean, it was a pretty decent trailer. Like I thought it looked great. So I was like, wow, got like 500 views. That's it. I was like, oh, it hurts because it's a good show. It's a great show. It's a great show. And I'd love to do reactions to it, but it's hard to warrant the time and effort put into it if there's not much attention to it, All right, let's read some comments. I've been loving your Scream Queens reactions, and season 2 is definitely something. I've seen the first episode of Scream Queen season 2, and yeah, it's interesting so far. I like the premise. It's pretty cool. Ben, congrats on 50K. I gotta say, before I found your channel, I thought reaction videos were boring and lazy content, and then I watched your Game of Thrones reactions, was instantly hooked. Thank you. You're also the best reaction content YouTuber I've seen. Many other reactions I've seen, they don't give their thoughts at the end of the episode and have less to say during the episode. I appreciate that a lot. I actually I admire the fact that you were honest to the fact that you thought they were boring and lazy, like the type of videos, but then you kind of were opened up to it. I kind of like get that though, because like the idea behind it, it's not the most creative content out there. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I'm just going to put it out there. It's the type of videos I do, but I can admit that it's not the most creative content someone can make. You're reacting to other people's work. That's not like, you know what I mean? That's why I like doing other types of videos on my gaming channel, because those videos open up to more opportunities to be more creative. Whereas reaction videos, it's more so tailored around, it's not about creativity. It's about my thoughts, right? It's literally all opinionated, just hearing live thoughts. It's kind of like a review, but instead you get more emotions out of it because they're live through the episode, right? So that's why I love reaction videos, because I love seeing people's reaction to these things. I love seeing how they felt in the moment, right? Reviews are fine, but like it's different seeing it right away, seeing how their face changes when a big twist happens in a movie or a TV show or whatever, and seeing them freak out when someone dies. Like, that's what makes reaction content so good. But obviously, I think it's humble to admit, and I'm sure most reactors could do this, that like it's not the most creative content out there. It's just not. Doesn't mean it's not great content. It doesn't mean it can't be worth something. It just doesn't allow for much creativity on a larger scale. I want to get more creative with movie videos too. I just haven't ever found the time for it. Like, I've had so many ideas for like video essay, like analysis style videos on like The Walking Dead, stuff like that. just haven't had the time to do it. And I'm worried if I ever do put the time into it, it'll flop and then that'll be it, you know? So, because I'm putting a lot of work into a video that flops is like a stab in the heart, man. It's like, oh my goodness. But I would like to do it someday. I would. Have you thought about watching Reacher? It's been on my like lists and stuff for sure. Why is the fan, I thought I turned the fan down, but apparently I turned it off. So let me turn it back on, because if it's not on, I probably will die within 10 minutes. It's okay. It's not even like that hot in here, but it just gets so hot, it just does. This room is just very, compact. All right. Darn it, you had to interrupt my viewing of your Christine reaction for a Q&A. I appreciate that, checking that out though, because I just literally uploaded that today, and it was a really fun movie to watch. I watched it yesterday, uploaded the reaction today on Patreon. It's not on YouTube yet, but will be on YouTube hopefully within like a month or two. I don't know exactly. I don't have like exact dates for uploading things, and honestly, I admire the reactors who do, because I know many reactors who do have like a set schedule for things. I still to this day don't get how people do that, because copyright is such a problem that I would never be able to keep the schedule. Like I'm currently trying to upload my reaction to The Hateful Eight, that Quentin Tarantino movie. Great movie. It's getting blocked like crazy. I honestly wanted to have it up today, but it's just been getting blocked so many times that I couldn't even get it to Patreon yet. So it's like, I can't, it's going to take some time. So if I planned that specific day, it really wouldn't work. I guess the best way to do it, if you're going to schedule it, you have to really plan far in advance. So like you get the video ready, no blocked, no copyright issues. And then you just maybe like wait a week or so or something like that. But maybe in the future, I'll get to a point where I'm able to do a more specific schedule. But I think things are just too up and down when it comes to what videos I'm able to actually upload, that it's just not worth it. Do you plan on doing a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 1 on your gaming channel? So I haven't even finished 2 yet, so I actually have to finish 2. Maybe I'll do 1 someday though, because I've heard good things about it. But yeah, and yeah, it sounds weird to play 2 first, but I was told that you don't need to play 1 to understand 2, and I was just more excited to jump into 2 just because I've heard better things about it. So that's why we did that. But I probably will do 1 too. I'm in the middle of Christine. I appreciate that. Great movie. If you're focusing on your gaming channel, you should play Marvel Rivals again. That was entertaining to watch. That was really fun to play. I honestly haven't played it since that video. Even though it was fun, it's just like, that's the thing that really sucks about not having time. It's like, it doesn't matter how fun something is, it's hard to find time for it, But it was a fun game. Hey Fusion, how do you feel about them giving Negan another Lucille bat, quote unquote? Well, yeah. I see what you mean by that, because it kind of resembles Lucille. Look, I think what they're going to end up doing is it's going to be like he's playing this role of this character because he's trying to put these characters in line. And he knows that idea of like Lucille and the Negan and what he was before was part of the thing that allowed him to become someone that was able to lead, a very terrible way, but he was still leading. And I think he's just going to bring that back for the sake of that, because obviously I don't think they're going to undermine that moment where he put Lucille in the fire. I don't think they're going to undermine that personally. Unrelated, but Clem season 1 annoying as fuck. Hell no. She's just a kid, man. I don't think she's annoying. I get this, right? I think when it comes to children in media, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, I feel like they always get called annoying. Like that happens in The Walking Dead so much. Everyone's like, oh my God, Carl's annoying. Henry's annoying. Like everyone always says that. They're kids though. They're supposed to be a little, that's just how it is. They're going to be annoying sometimes, but it's not in a way that like either takes you out of the story or like is unrealistic, because it's like that kids are like that. I don't know. So I don't see it as annoying though, but I could see why some people do, More Star Wars content. I mean, when Andor comes out, like I said, I might cover it. It really just depends, because I don't know if I upload the first episode of season 2, I do a reaction to it, and it gets like less than 500 views, I will have to pull the plug on it. I'll have to. I did the same thing for Star Wars Skeleton Crew. The videos were flopping, 300 views a piece or something like that. It was so bad. I was like, oh, I can't do it. I can't. And it's like, it hurts to do because it's like, well, okay, there's still people there who care about these videos and they want to watch them. But like, again, it goes back to the conversation of like, these things take a lot of time to do. And I'm already like swamped as is when it comes to work. So like, I can't add a show to my plate that is just not going to have much of a return. You know what I mean? And I'll admit, if it's like incredible, then I'll give it some slack, you know. Even my Invincible season 3 reactions, they didn't start off that good. Like they really didn't. Views started coming with the later episodes, but the first like 4 or 5 episodes, they got really bad views on my channel. But I love that show, so like I didn't really care. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll deal with it. It's a show I'm really enjoying. Once you got to episode 6, 7, and 8, those views were a lot better because those episodes were a lot crazier. But I mean, I still stuck with it because it's like, yeah, I still love this show, and I think any episode could do crazy. And I think Andor is a good show, but I don't know. If the views are that bad, I might not do the whole show. I mean, that's what happened with season 1. I don't have reactions to Andor season 1 because of that. The views were the worst on my channel ever. I was like, oh my goodness. Are you going to react to Severance? That's on my list. But it depends if it gets votes or not, I guess. Doing shows can be very time consuming. Oh yeah. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of shows. Once we finish American Horror Story, we're going to do another poll for a long-term show. And then we'll probably finish Scream Queens around the same time. And I don't know. It depends what show wins the poll. I mean, I'll probably have long-term and short-term shows on the poll. Whatever wins out of those, whatever's like the highest highest voted on short term show and long term will probably be the ones I'll do next. And there's lots of like new shows coming out that I'll be reacting to. Obviously, The Last of Us season 2, Walking Dead Dead City season 2, maybe Andor season 2. Like I said, that depends. What other shows are coming out soon? I honestly don't remember. I mean, obviously, we still got Daredevil Born Again, new episodes. So there's a lot of shows we're doing. I want to do more movies, though. I really do. Like movies that I've been slacking on, man. Like it's just tough because, again, it's just hard to find time. But I feel like I've been doing maybe like 2-3 movie reactions a month, like for a video. I do more on Patreon because there's some movies I don't bring over to YouTube, usually because they're Patreon requests. And sometimes if they're a movie, either I don't think is that popular and I look around and I'm like, okay, this probably wouldn't get a lot of views. I just don't usually think it's worth it to edit it to reaction video or for a YouTube video. Or if maybe I didn't even enjoy the movie that much myself, which rarely happens, to be honest. But most of the time it's like, okay, this movie literally just, there's not a single person out there who's done a reaction video to it currently. The movie doesn't have that much popularity behind it. So will a reaction video do that well? I don't know. And there's also the conversation of, is it a good reaction movie? Because I feel like a good movie is different than a good reaction movie. Like there's plenty of movies that aren't that good, but they're really good for reactions because they're just crazy movies. So they make for a good reaction. How excited are you for How to Train Your Dragon live action remake? I haven't even seen the animated version, so I have to watch that first. I'm probably gonna do that actually. Speaking of movie reactions, really soon I might do those the animated How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Never seen them. What's up, Mike? Just watched the Christine reaction this afternoon. Glad you enjoyed it. And the music, of course, the music was amazing. I mean, I was expecting that going into it. I was like, this is going to be fire music. It's John Carpenter. Of course it is. And it was. Have you seen South Park? I actually have. Well, no, I've seen episodes. Like most of those shows are like that where you're not going to sit through and watch the whole series. I mean, you could, but most people aren't really going to do that. Rather, it's just like if it happens to be on cable or maybe you see clips of it or something like that's. So I've definitely seen episodes and clips of it. I just haven't actually sat down and watched it, I've seen way more of Family Guy. I think Family Guy humor lines up more with my humor. They're not that different. Like the humor is not that different, I feel like, but South Park is kind of different. I don't know. I just prefer Family Guy though, just from what I've seen at least. How excited are you for the Lilo and Stitch remake? I also haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, so I know what it's about though, but like I just haven't seen it. But I'm sure I'll end up seeing the live action one. Maybe I'll do a reaction to the animated one. I don't know. we'll see. If you bring back the goatee, you will hit 100K in no time. Nah, I don't think I ever will bring that back. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's just uncomfortable though. You know, that's the thing. Like, it just gets itchy and stuff. I'm sure it's fine if, like, you know, I properly took care of it, but I've also never really had much experience with it other than that one time. So it's just, I just prefer not, you know. Which is your favorite season in Invincible? I would say season 3. I think each season got better, to be honest. Like, season 1 was great starting point, especially those last 2 episodes were phenomenal. But I think it's the weakest season, even though it's still amazing. Season 2, I know a lot of people think season 2 is the worst. And I think part of that has to do with this the gap in between the two halves, because they did like a little skip. That didn't really affect me though, because I didn't start watching it live until that second half of season 2. And I don't know. Either way, I don't think it's like a big deal. So I was like, whatever. But I love that season a lot, though. I love the introduction of everything with the Viltrumites, and even the multiverse stuff I thought worked. I think it's one of the best iterations of the multiverse I've seen. And then season 3, I think, is just phenomenal on all fronts, especially those last 2 episodes. Those are like, wow. Loved that so much, man. It was really, really fun to watch. So I think each season's gotten better. And honestly, I think it's going to keep getting better if they keep the momentum. Please watch Lost and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Lost is an interesting show because oh my God, there's a spider in my room. Oh my goodness. Dude, you know, I love when it gets warmer out, but the only issue with it is then the bugs start coming in, you know, and it's like, I live in a very like tree area, so this just, oh my goodness, man, it's just bugs. Whatever, I'll get it later. I don't know. No, I gotta get it now, bro. I have to. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Get out. Oh shit, that's a... All right, I don't know if it's dead. I have no clue. It's probably not dead, to be honest. I really hope I killed it. I really, really hope I did. I don't know. Oh, by the way, here's a second microphone over here. I just got this. Oh, you can't see it. It's like peeking itself in. But I might actually... I'm not going to utilize this for like regular things, but I might utilize it for other things. But especially, hopefully, me and my girlfriend will do more reactions together. And then I can utilize 2 microphones instead of just one. But I don't know. We don't currently have a plan to do another reaction for something right now, but we would like to, though. It's just hard to find time, you know. So what was I saying? Lost. So yeah, I haven't seen Lost like all the way through, really at all, to be honest. Oh my God, stuff's falling over in my room. I don't know. So Lost. Okay, I haven't actually sat down and watched it really. Like, I would personally not consider it a show I've seen, even though I've talked about it like I have seen it before. I really don't think I have, because my experience with that show is as a really young kid. It was just young as in like 10 years old. It was just on the TV when I was playing with toys or something, and my parents were watching it or something, and then I just happened to be looking at it as well. So there are things, scenes, and characters and moments that I do remember, but like, did I actually sit down and watch the entire show start to finish? No. So like, I couldn't tell you exact storylines or exact character moments. I could tell you certain things. Like, there's one very, you know, scene that's in my mind right now that involves a submarine that I remember seeing, but like, I don't know the context of it. I don't remember much beyond that. So it's a show I definitely could do reactions to, but it would be very hard to explain what I just explained to people watching those reactions. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know some of these characters and I kind of know where it leads, but I also don't know any of the context behind it or anything else. So it'd be a weird show, but I would love to do it because from what I have seen and from what I do remember really enjoying it. But again, I was like 10 years old, so it's hard to say for sure. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I've seen the first couple episodes, but that's about it. But I could, you know, go back and do reactions to it, though. I think that'd be fun. I would just have to make it clear that I've seen the first couple episodes, which was a while ago, though. So, I mean, I don't remember them that well, to be honest. Attack on Titan reactions I'd love to do. Probably will someday. I just know a lot of people have copyright issues with it. And right now, There's a lot of copyright issues I've been going through, which we'll get into. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I it's a nightmare. Actually, no, let's talk about it now. So if you've seen the fact that my Squid Game reactions have been taken down, only some of them are up right now, it's because they got hit with some bad copyright problems. Like, I'm talking full on blocked, and then as I peel them, they get copyright striked, and well, if you don't take them down, right? But for those of you who don't understand how copyright works, you can fight it. You can fight it a lot. And because I'm very, very, very certain it is under fair use, right? I fight it till the end. But that leads to a copyright strike. If you have 3 copyright strikes on your channel at a time, your channel gets taken down. So you can only fight one video at a time, realistically, because, well, in terms of fighting a copyright strike, you can really only do that one at a time. Because if I do 3 at a time, like I said, my channel gets taken down. So I'm only doing one at a time, which is why it's taking so long for them to get back up. I'm pretty confident I'm going to win them. I'm pretty confident it's going to work out in my favor. It just takes a lot of time, and it's so annoying. And especially when it's like a video that was doing well and then got taken down and lost the momentum on the video. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. What's up, Dan's Reviews? Thank you. I appreciate that. Just watched your newest video today. I'd like to see a reaction to an Alice in Wonderland movie. I've never seen them, so maybe. I will triple my monthly if you watch Lost again on here. Like I said, maybe. I just know it's a very long show, so it would have to be something one day I can do. I think that would be one that would be fun to do with my girlfriend, though, because I know for a fact she hasn't seen a single episode. So at the very least, she would be the person there that's completely clueless on the show, whereas me, I'm not like, again, I don't remember like anything, but there are certain moments and scenes that I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember what happened there. Like the first episode especially, I remember exactly what happens in that first episode, at least the opening scene. Beyond that, it's very fuzzy, and I couldn't really tell you because I didn't sit there and watch every episode. I just, every now and then when my parents were watching it, I was there. So, you know, just got to be honest with them. Did the ones who live age like sour milk? I don't think the first 4 episodes did, but I think the last 2 episodes did. And I think it especially hurts because we have no word of what's to come next. Like, I was hoping the end would lead to like something where it's like, okay, yeah, either we're doing more or we're getting closer to a reunion between Rick, Daryl, and the others, right? There was just no like sign of that. I still liked the show. I actually like it a lot, but I think it was just kind of rushed in the end, and I kind of wish they expanded out his journey home just a little bit longer. And then they were pretty clear. Hopefully, I would hope they were very clear on like what they're doing next, right? Whether it's announcing a new series or a season 2 or a movie or something that's going to connect all these stories, because leaving it off just kind of like in the dark like this, I don't like, you know? Like, I love Scott Gimple. I love what he's done with The Walking Dead. I love, you know, a lot of that, but I do think the way they do these shows and handle them, it just feels a bit like you need to have a complete vision in mind, right? I think that's the best way to do it is envision something and then execute it. And if things have to change with that, that's fine. But what I kind of, and I could be wrong, maybe there is a vision that obviously he's not going to tell us his exact vision, but maybe there is one. But what it kind of feels like is more so that they have ideas for shows short term, but they're not really thinking about the long term of that. They're not really thinking like, okay, where could this lead? They're maybe coming up with ideas on the spot almost. Now, I don't want to say on the spot, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if right now they're kind of thinking about what to do with Rick in the future if they ever do again, right? Whereas I feel like that conversation should have happened before The Ones Who Live, and it should have been like decided on so we can get that one after another. Because at this rate, I don't think we're going to see Rick again until like 2027, if at all. I mean, he might not even show up again. I don't know. It's up to Andrew Lincoln at that point, but I don't know. I would love to see them do a reunion like movie or something. I think that's the best thing they can do. I don't know if you're going to see this, but you have the best reaction on YouTube by far. You always get excited like me, literally. LOL, keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that, OmniMark. Love the username of your channel as well. It's very very relevant to recent shows or you know, Invincible, but I appreciate that. Honest thoughts about Yellow Jacket in season 2. Oh, I loved it. I really am enjoying Yellow Jackets. I haven't started season 2 yet. It's been some time since I watched the season 1 finale, but I do have to start season 2 really soon. it was phenomenal though. I really enjoyed that show. It's very different than what I was expecting. Like I wasn't expecting the two different timelines to be going on. I was expecting just one story, and they just go through that. But the fact that you had these two different timelines was just really cool. I like that concept. So, and it's getting crazy, and there's still a lot of mysteries that we don't even know about yet. Tears streaming down for John Coffey is good content, dude. I think that was one of my favorite reactions I did. The Green Mile, that was so good. I think what are my favorite reactions? Let's do that. Let's look through the history of my channel's reaction videos. I know for a fact my favorite one is the Walking Dead finale. There's no competition. That is my best reaction. Like, even not obviously in terms of views. Oh, actually, it's not the most viewed reaction. Wow. The Ted season 1 episode 1 reaction. Let me pull it up. I'll show you guys. Yeah, so the Ted. Oh, you guys can't really see that well. Hold on. Let me see. What can I do about this? PC. There we go. So the Ted season 1 episode 1 reaction has now more views than my Walking Dead season 11 finale reaction, which it didn't before. This is crazy to me. This is still getting views. This show came out like a year and a half ago. Why is it still getting so? I guess this came out even longer ago, but I swear this was at like 80K views like a few months ago. It's going up a lot. But I mean, this show was hilarious. I don't think this is one of my better reaction videos, but the show was hilarious, so I'm not too surprised that it's got good views. But the Walking Dead finale was, that's my best reaction by far. What else was really good? The Game of Thrones big episodes were phenomenal videos. I was just freaking out. Oh, season 6 finale especially. Mandalorian season 2 finale. That was one of my best as well, I would say. And that's one of my older ones. That was 4 years ago. Stranger Things season 4 finale. That one was great. I think my Scream videos were really good. A lot of people discovered me from Scream. I didn't realize they almost have 70K views now. I don't really check my views on like the older videos that frequently, but it's really cool to see that like over time they do go up, which is nice to see. Because I didn't even realize that. Like, that's 68, 61 for Scream 4. I didn't even realize those were getting more views. That's cool. The Red Wedding, obviously, that was a great reaction. The Hunger Games, those were. I mean, I'm just looking at views at this point, but I think how good the video was does kind of correlate to the views, because if they're really good, then obviously there's just going to be more views behind it. More people are going to be watching them. House of Dragon, this one was good. Season 2, episode 4. The Clone Wars season 7 ending, I love that. That was fun. A lot of Stranger Things season 4 had good reactions. Interstellar was up there for me. Obviously, it's one of my favorite movies, so it's obvious the reaction was gonna be something I was gonna really enjoy. The Signs reaction, Signs was phenomenal, because I wasn't expecting to like this movie so much, so it kind of just came out of nowhere. The Scream, honestly, this is a recent one, but the premiere of Scream Queens. I really like those first 2 episodes. I think were some of the best from that season, just because they were just so. I was not expecting to laugh that much. And then there's the Green Mile, as we were saying, one of my favorites as well. We're not gonna look through all of them, but just wanted to kind of like peek through what were some of my favorite reaction videos. Yeah, definitely want to do more movies though. Like I said, definitely want to do more movies. Let me go back to this. There we go. Y'all gotta be nice and close to my face. You gotta do Nosferatu, please. That is actually, it's on my list, definitely. And I actually was talking about it for a bit. If I do it, it probably will be with my girlfriend. Probably, not 100%, but most likely. But we'll see. Don't really know, because it's all about time and stuff, when you can find a good time for it. Congrats on the 50K. Thank you for getting me back into American Horror Story. You're welcome. And thank you for the congratulations, Damien. That's the thing I love about reaction videos, though, more than anything, is that it does do that. It gets people back into shows that they haven't been into in a while. That happens with The Walking Dead for me all the time. Like, recently I've been watching, I'll tell you guys, I'll give you a good recommendation for a good channel. The Perfect Mix, that's the channel name. they do Walking Dead reactions. They're on season 4 right now, and I love their reaction so much. I went to their Patreon, and I've been keeping up with their Walking Dead reactions pretty consistently because they're really, really entertaining, and it got me so much more into the Walking Dead to the point where I'm like thinking about it more. I'm watching more videos on the Walking Dead. I'm watching like video essays and stuff. Like I you know what I mean? It just out of nowhere that happens, and it's cool because like I wasn't really thinking about the Walking Dead much before that. Sub CG Central, thank you, Savage. I appreciate that. How do you fight copyright? You just file disputes, appeals, counter notifications. There's different terms for it because the different stages of it have different terms. But really, all you have to do, it's just you can file it through the YouTube system itself, and you just have to leave a paragraph describing like why you believe the video should be reinstated or should be, the copyright should be lifted. And I always just say a similar thing. I'm like, yeah, it's fair use. And I go through the fair use doctrine and I point out each of the things that would apply under fair use. The main things being the transformative nature of the video, the fact that you're not coming to the video for the movie or the TV show, you're coming to the video for my reaction, and I have to be very clear about that. And that's why I always got to say, and I get comments like this all the time, and you're allowed to say this. I'm not saying you can't say this or feel this way, but it is a type of comment that it's hard to deal with because it's like a lot of people say like, stop talking during your reaction so much. Why do you talk so much? Like, I get why people don't want reactors to do that, because when I'm watching a movie, yeah, I want people to be paying attention to the point where they're not even speaking, right? But it's hard to not do that, because if you don't talk at all during your reaction, or at least you don't talk a lot, the video will get copyrighted. It's just simple as that, because YouTube is not going to detect it, and the studios are not going to detect it as fair use if you're just uploading clips of the movie without you saying a word. You have to be talking and giving your analysis while the movie's going on. And so that's how I edit the videos. I only really keep in the parts where I'm actually talking, or else it's going to get copyrighted. So it's tough, but that's just how it works. That's so crazy that the Hateful Eight reaction is getting blocked. That's Miramax 2. I actually don't know. I could check right now for you. Because, copyright's so weird. It tells me a different person every time. Like a different studio, which it shouldn't, right? It should be the same studio, but it's very fishy how it works. It's like sometimes it'll say one studio, sometimes it'll say another. So for the Hateful Eight, it's very strange how it works. So it says the claimants are SND, Universum Film, Kotai Entertainment, and Lionsgate. 4 different companies, some of which I haven't heard of. Obviously, I've heard of Lionsgate, but I don't know. It's really strange. But then what's weird is I tried uploading it another time, but that time the claimant was UMG. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Why is there a different studio? I mean, I think because it's the audio, and that one was the audio that got blocked, not the video. I don't know, man. It's really ridiculous. And it's just it's frustrating. You excited for Daredevil episode 4 tomorrow? Of course. Definitely very excited. Episode 3, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it, but I said like one thing towards the end, and I got a lot of comments that were thinking I was hating on it, and I was like, no, man, I just don't think it's as good as the Netflix show. That's all I said. I wasn't trying to hate on Daredevil Born Again. I think it's good. It's a good show. I'm enjoying it so far, but it's not like as incredible as that. And some people were saying you shouldn't compare it, but I disagree, because I think when you have a thing that's a continuation of something else, I think comparisons are kind of like inevitable, And it's not that it has to be better than it or as good as it necessarily. It's more so it's just comparisons are just, they're gonna happen, But like I said, it still is a good show. Love your Yellow Jackets reactions. Cannot wait for you to catch up to the current season. I'm very excited for it. I haven't heard a single thing about season 2 and 3. Well, other than actually, I did hear one thing about that one actress being in season 3. That's the only thing I've heard, which was confusing to me because of what happened in season 1. But, I'm sure that'll be like a flashback or something. I don't know. How would you rank The Walking Dead season 4 through 7? Haven't finished 8 yet. 6 is the best. then 4, then 5, then 7 out of those 4 seasons, which is a hot take, I would say. I think most people would say 5 is better than 4, but I think 4 is better than 5, just slightly. Just slightly. Can you do more animated shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Maybe one day. That could be fun. Congrats on 50K. Thank you, Circle Oval Shape. I appreciate that. What do you think of the performances in Invincible? Incredible. Some of the best voice acting I think I've ever heard, to be honest. Because, I mean, they're getting some high, big name actors for that show, which is like probably majority of their budget. But it's honestly like, it's kind of worth it because those performances are amazing. Obviously, a lot of them are Walking Dead actors, so it's always cool to see. But yeah, they're great. Could you react to the movie The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford? I'll add it to my list. No promises I'll ever do a reaction to it, but if it goes on my list, eventually goes to the polls, maybe it'll win. Congrats on 50K and thanks for great reactions. Reactions to Dexter needs to happen. That will definitely be on my poll for the next show we're going to watch. So if people vote for Dexter, maybe we'll end up watching it. What do you think is the worst Family Guy episode? That's hard to say because I don't ever remember the worst ones. I always remember the best ones though. But the worst one? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of the recent episodes, so I have heard bad things about the recent episodes, but I don't remember what was a really bad episode. I feel like most of the ones I watched I liked though, my favorites were always the ones where Stewie and Brian were on some sort of adventure, especially the time travel and multiverse ones. I love those episodes. Those are always, to me, the best. Just seeing them go on some crazy adventure. The one where they were going through, remember they were going through different universes and it was different animation styles depending on what universe they were in. I think that's my favorite episode of the show. Oh, also that whole the slasher episode, what was it? And then they were fewer, I think was the name of the episode. It was one of the premieres and it was people were dying one by one in that big house. That was a great episode too. And it's those aren't even the funniest episodes either, but they're just they're actually pretty good in general. Since you watched Interview with the Vampire movie, are you considering watching the TV show? It's incredible. I think you would love it. I've considered it. I probably will add it to my list for the polls. But there is a limited amount of shows I can put on the polls, so it's depends whether or not I add it. But it could be cool to react to. Make a dedicated Star Wars channel. I don't think I would do that. The only thing I would ever make a dedicated channel to would probably be The Walking Dead, which, funny enough, this channel, for those of you who don't know, this channel originally was meant to be a dedicated Walking Dead channel. Real ones know this. Real ones, if you've been here since the beginning, no, you all are real ones. But if you've been here since the beginning, this channel used to be titled TWD Fusion when I first made it because it was meant to be a Walking Dead channel. And if you go to my oldest videos, you click the oldest button, you will see that my first video, we'll pull it up right now. How about that? Let's pull it up. My first videos on this channel were all Walking Dead. Let's do it. So yeah, oldest, boom, look at that. Season 1 episodes ranked, season 2 episodes ranked, season 3 episodes ranked, season 4, season 5, just a bunch of Walking Dead videos. Just that's pretty much it. And then it all changed right here when I decided, let me do a reaction to a movie because people were doing that at the time and I thought it sounded fun. And then it got 60,000 views, or at the time it probably wasn't as much, but it was enough of an amount of views that I was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing a Walking Dead centric channel. Maybe I should be doing a movie and TV show centric channel where I cover The Walking Dead, but I can also do other stuff. And these reactions were doing so well that I was like, let me just keep doing them. And then I just did literally, I kind of wish I didn't do this because I do think my video quality wasn't very good at the time. So I kind of wish I saved some of these movies for nowadays because reacting to the Alien movies today and Predator movies and stuff, Terminator, that would be a lot more fun to react to today when I feel like my content's much better. And then, I can't say I, should have done it at all because obviously, hindsight, it's I'm not going to sit there in the past being like, oh, my content might get better in the future, so let me wait to watch these movies. No, that was stupid. But I did do some of like the greatest, most popular movies of all time, like right off the bat. You know, I pretty much went right through them, and yeah, they were great. So I still did other like Walking Dead centric videos, obviously, but it was a lot of movie reactions here. And I didn't really start doing shows. I think Mandalorian was the first non-Walking Dead TV show I was doing reactions to, right? Yeah, because I caught up with season 2 at this point. This is like right when the pandemic hit too. I started this channel right when the pandemic hit. Okay. Isn't Chernobyl on your Letterboxd? Like on my watch list, or you mean like ranked? I never seen it, so I don't think I ranked it. Did I accidentally rank it or something? I don't know. I don't know. But no, I haven't seen Chernobyl. Attack on Titan is on the list. It's just a show I've just heard so many copyright problems people have had with it, so it's tough. But I'm sure I'll do it one day. Sup, Chuck? It's my comment of gratitude. I never have a company to watch any of the TV shows, and you kind of became my TV show watching buddy. I like your comments and your sense of humor, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I try my best to make them as like, you know, kind of feels like you're just talking to a friend watching a video. That's kind of the whole idea of it. It's meant to be like that, where it's just kind of like chill, laid back, just reacting, talking through it. Which is why I don't get why people get mad when I talk in my reaction videos. It's like, that's the point, you know. I'm supposed to be like conversating about my experience with what I'm watching. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of the idea of it, but I don't know, man. I think it comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding, I think, of the fact that most people think when you're talking you can't hear what you're listening to, but that's not the case when you have these headphones on. That I can barely hear myself talk right now. Like these headset, this is like noise canceling, right? So I'm really only going to be hearing what I'm watching, you know. But again, I get it. Criticism's always welcome, by the way. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they can't criticize my channel. You are more than welcome to criticize the hell out of my channel if you want. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna, you know, argue with you. I might argue with you a little bit, but you're more than welcome to do so. I'm always going to be okay with that. If it's about my channel specifically, obviously, you know, don't be criticizing, you know, things that are there's definitely exceptions, but I've noticed Dark on Netflix is finally starting to pop off on reaction channels. Great show. I've heard of that show. I've never even seen a single clip from it though. So maybe I'll do it. Maybe having post Invincible depression, right? You know, at least season 4, it should be coming next year, I think, right? I've noticed you got the Twilight Saga movies on your watch list. Are you going to suffer through it? I've been planning on watching the Twilight movies for like a year now. I just haven't gotten around to it. You know why? I really wanted to do something different with the Twilight movies, and I don't think I'll end up doing it, but hear me out. I was thinking of, instead of uploading separate reactions to it, like each movie, I was going to do all movies and then make one large video with all of the movies in that one video, and then it would title it like, I like suffered through the entire Twilight franchise in one video. Like a video like that is a type of video that would get like 1 million views if any video was going to hit it, right? I'm not saying it would, but I think that title, that idea, I'm not saying the shows would suck that I would suffer through, or the movies would suck that I would suffer through them. I just, you know, I'm just saying, what if they are kind of like stupid, that enough to the point where I titled that and it works? Who knows? But like that would be cool. But I don't know, that would be a lot, and it would be hard to get past copyright with that many movies in one video, but it's possible. Which actually, now that you guys are here, I actually want to bring this idea, and I don't know if it would really impact a lot of you here, but I've been thinking of doing, for some of my older reactions that we were just talking about, a lot of people haven't seen them, and they probably never will, because sometimes the older videos just they don't get recommended anymore. So I was thinking, should I take some of those older franchises and then re-upload them to YouTube in one single video? So for example, Harry Potter, I reacted to the entire Harry Potter franchise on this channel. I did that like 4 years ago, right? should I re-upload that entire franchise into one video, just a long video, cut it up so it's, you know, like a little bit different than the prior videos were, but enough to the point where it's like, okay, you have this connected experience that you can watch without having to click on new videos, basically, right? I don't know if people would be against that though, because like, would they be like, oh, he's recycling content now? Like, I don't want people to think that, you know. But like, I think that would be fine because, yeah, like I said, it's literally just, it's older videos. You don't have to watch it, but I think it could be a good way to introduce people to some of my older videos that they haven't seen, you know. And it would be a good way to, if I ever decide to start the other Harry Potter movies, what are they called? The Fantastic Beasts movies. It would be a good way to like get people into that. Like, okay, now I've reacted to this, so let's start doing this now. Same thing with The Hobbit. I can do a video of my entire reaction to the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy and then go from there. Have you not seen Lilo and Stitch? I don't know, man. I don't know. Peaky Blinders reactions when? Definitely will be on the polls for sure. Which the polls will be on Patreon, by the way. Well, what I usually do is, this is how I usually do it. So I usually have the polls on Patreon. There's like, you can fit a lot on a Patreon poll, like 30 plus shows. So I'll do that. And then the top like 5 or something, I'll bring over to a poll on YouTube, which then I'll ask on the YouTube polls, what do you want me to watch out of these 5 choices? And then that'll be the decision there. So it's like patrons, patrons, I don't know what the word is, patrons, right? That's the word. They are the ones who decide the top 5, but then which one's at number 1 is decided by the entire channel. I think that's the best way to do it personally. Is Chanel Oberlin one of your favorite movie or favorite characters in media now? I wouldn't say she's up there in like the top 50, but like she's hilarious though. Like maybe up there in the top like 100, maybe 150. I don't know, somewhere up there. Lost is so good, but I swear you will fall in love with Giacchino's score. So I will admit, the one thing I remember about that show is the music, but not all of it, just like the main theme. Like I can kind of think of it in my head right now. And only because I feel like music is the one thing that latches onto you more than anything when you watch something. Like that is the thing that will make you, that I think music is the thing that is easiest to remember for people, which maybe, I don't know if that's true or not. For at least that's how it feels like for me though. Like that's the thing, that if you play a piece of music with a visual, you know, thing in front of me, I'm more likely to memorize the music than I am the visual, like years later, right? That's just how I am personally. But no, yeah, from what I remember, it was really good music. I did forget that it was Giacchino though. I honestly did, but that, yeah, incredible music. Do you watch other people's reactions? Yes, decent amount. It depends, to be honest. I feel like it's very specific to certain movies and shows though. Like I'm not gonna watch every type of reaction. Like, you know, Walking Dead is the main one. Like that is one that if you're watching The Walking Dead, I am watching your channel most likely. I think that show is the best for reactions and probably always will be. Game of Thrones, surprisingly, I actually haven't watched that many reactions to Game of Thrones, but I have watched reactions to like the bigger episodes, but like not most of the episodes though. Breaking Bad is good reactions too. But in terms of like specific channels, The Real Rejects, I think they're some of my favorites. I think they got a solid group of people there. Blind Wave, especially for Star Wars stuff, Blind Wave is great. Real Rejects, I think, is the best for like superhero stuff. Like they have really good Marvel, you know, it's just like hearing their thoughts on things. And then there's some other channels here and there. I'm not going to go through all of them, but definitely some other ones. Have you seen the 100? I have not. But the 100 is on my list though. And actually, just to give you some hope, I'm pretty sure that was the number 2 most voted on. I think it was the number 2 most voted on poll when I originally did a poll that resulted in American Horror Story winning. I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to go check right now, but I'm pretty sure those were like the top 2, or at least it was close to the top 2. So it has a high chance of winning the next poll. So we'll see. Have you played Spider-Man 2 on PS5? Yes, Gunner. And actually, if you check out my Expert Fusion 2 channel, which there should be a link in the description, or if you go on my homepage, it should be, just scroll down, you'll find it. One of my other channels, I played through the entire game on that channel. What's your favorite game besides zombies? I'm a Minecraft sucker. Like I that game is just so endlessly replayable. Okay, well, let's split it up. So there's story games, and then there's like other games. Like there's okay, this is how I split up. There's story games, sandbox games, and competitive games, right? And I feel like it's kind of hard to like compare each of those types of games within each other, you know? Like I play Call of Duty honestly for a little bit of all three of those things, which is kind of why I think Call of Duty is my favorite gaming franchise, even though there's so many issues with it and I'm so pissed with it recently. But those are like the three things about that franchise that is so great, because it has the story, right? There is stories to the campaigns and the zombies. Like there's great stories there. There's competitive side to the multiplayer, even sometimes competitive sides to the zombies. And then for sandbox, that's zombies. Zombies is mainly a sandbox mode. So it has the three like gaming styles, right? But for like most story games, I would probably say the Spider-Man PS4, PS5 games are probably some of my favorite story games. I'm really loving Red Dead Redemption 2 so far. I haven't finished it, but so I can already tell you right now, it's one of the best story games I've played. I mean, obviously, I love the Grand Theft Auto games, but I don't think I really love those for the story. I feel like I like those just for the sandbox of it. So I feel like those are more within the realm of sandbox more than anything instead of the story. The stories are fine. It's just I prefer the sandbox element of it. I'm a big fan of the Far Cry games, but I think that's honestly, the story's good, but I feel like the kind of leans in more to the sandbox. Minecraft is definitely sandbox, and I love it for that. I'm trying to think of other story games. The Telltale Walking Dead series, obviously, that's a big one, but those are very, very heavily into the story. There's not much gameplay going on there. It's mostly a story. Those are the best answers I can give you, though. The 100 is great, especially the first 4 to 5 seasons. I didn't even know there was that many seasons to it. Wow. Well, I probably will do it if it ever wins the polls, obviously. But even if it doesn't win the polls, I'm sure I will eventually. Yes, we are going to do Scream Queens Season 2. Really hyped for the new Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Early showings have had positive feedback and the outfits are perfect. I just saw they released some new images of it today, which looked pretty cool. Let's be honest, we're never seeing Rick Grimes again. Oh man, I hope not. I hope you are so wrong. Actually, I was talking about videos involving creativity and how I want to do more videos that are more creative. I actually have a video planned, or like an idea planned. I don't know if I'll actually do it though, where I want to talk about what I would do, how I would end the Walking Dead franchise. And I want to literally sit down, and I would have to do this first because I haven't really done it, and literally write out the whole plot for it, right? Like I want to write out what a Walking Dead finale movie or even TV series could look like, and how it would basically wrap up the franchise as is. Maybe they could do other stuff beyond that. Like I would love a Clementine story adaptation of the Telltale games, but I would like to just sit down there because I think I can come up with something. And obviously it's hard to do with not knowing how Dead City and the Daryl Dixon shows are going to end, but I could also just decide how they end in the way whatever I write, right? I'm hoping they just end with the characters getting back to Commonwealth. I mean, to me, that's like the ideal ending for them. But regardless, I think I'll give some ideas here. Like, I really think that this finale movie of sorts should bring in literally everyone that is still alive, including like Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond characters. I'm not even kidding. Bring back Morgan. Bring in Madison and all those characters from the For the Walking Dead stuff. Like, I really think they should, because to me that would be like the perfect way to conclude everything. It would be like a crossover event, like an insane crossover event, and it would be in a way that makes sense, because it's not you're not forcing this crossover. It's these characters exist in this universe. Morgan makes sense. He would go back to Alexandria and stuff and probably find Commonwealth. they all go there. It works so perfectly, and I would love to see it. Will they do it? Probably not. But I want to do a whole video just going over the ideas I have, and I think some of the ideas I have are pretty cool. Like they sound like they make for a good final thing for The Walking Dead, for those characters at least, and in a way that could even make up for the rushed ending of The Ones Who Live, you know. You definitely deserve more subs, but at least you keep it real and don't play gimmicks. I appreciate that, GT. Do I not play gimmicks? To play 2 gimmicks? I don't know. I feel like there's got to be at least one thing that you could possibly consider a gimmick. I don't know. Like, are my reaction faces considered a gimmick? That's like the one thing I have like a little bit of loss of dignity in when I do them, because like when I'm sitting here after reaction, I got to make those reaction faces. It's awkward. But the reason I do it, a lot of people don't understand it. The reason I do it is because if I try to take an actual clip from my reaction to like use as the picture, it will be really low quality, and I want the thumbnail to be good quality, so I have to make the thumbnail face afterwards. But I always try to keep the thumbnail face somewhat accurate to a reaction I had from that episode. If it's a boring episode or movie that I had no reaction to, I'm not going to make a crazy reaction face. I'm just going to go or something like that. Like I'm going to do a small face. But if it's like really insane episode, I'm doing the like holy shit, I'm doing those big, because it's realistic to my reaction. It's not exactly taken from my reaction, because like I said, it's just not higher quality if I'm taking it from it, but it is what it is. MovieFusion doesn't have an Instagram. No, not with my not as like a channel Instagram. I have a Twitter though. So if someone wants to reach me, I'm on Twitter. Can't promise I'm gonna respond to all DMs though, because sometimes it's hard to keep up with some DMs. But I do have a Twitter though, and a TikTok, which I don't use that often, but I do have one. Oh, and if another Walking Dead were to ever get their own spin-off show besides the ones who already have, who should it be? Are you saying other like Walking Dead characters, or are you just saying other spin-off ideas in general? Well, for me, it would be the Clementine series for sure. I've talked about this way too many times, but 8 seasons, adaptation of the Telltale game with the story of Clementine from, when she's a kid when the start of the apocalypse to when she's a bit older towards the end of the series. Just full 8-season storyline, adding some new story stuff to make it work better for the show, but also keeping it true to some parts of the games would be awesome. I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in like 4 months, but I haven't finished it yet. So we are still going. I just have not had time. There's not been, like, I swear I have not had a single time where I can sit down and just play that game. It sucks that that's the case, but I just haven't had time. Because that channel is like this channel and my other the Call of Duty channel, I treat more so as jobs because they are, again, my income. But that channel is purely like a hobby. Like there's no, like, I'm not making money off that channel pretty much. Little amounts of money maybe, but it's nothing like crazy. So that channel is exclusively for free time. I have literally nothing to do. Let me just go play some video games and upload it to that channel, right? But it still takes time, and so that I can't always find it, and that's just how it is. I can't like I'm not gonna cut time out of the work day to upload videos to that channel because of the fact that, like I said, it just doesn't make money, So it's like you're not gonna take off I mean, some people do this actually, but like most of the time you're not gonna take off of work. It's okay if we do it every now and then, but take off of work to go home and play video games. Like, to me, that would be the same idea. It's like, okay, I'm not doing work that's like tied to the channels that have more of a focus to now play a game that isn't, you know what I mean? So it really has to be just a free time thing, right? That's the way I treat it personally. I think it's better to treat it that way as it is, but then again, that's probably why that channel doesn't get a lot of views, because I take so long to finish the games. There's some games I haven't even finished other than just that. So it probably goes back to that. But when you're leading 3 channels, it's like you can't, it's impossible. I wish there was more time in the day. I do, but it's just not the case. It really sucks. I think my favorite request reaction was Creep. The cringe was so hilarious. I was crying. Dude, Creep was Creep was quite the movie. Definitely was quite the movie. I kind of want to watch the second one, but don't know if I ever will. I don't know. It's just really just strange movie, but it was so much fun to watch. One of my favorites was Evil Dead 2. Yeah, that was a fun movie to watch. Your reaction to Arya's Walder Frey reveal was legendary. I think that might be my best reaction moment of all time. I actually agree with you. I see we're getting to, I'm pretty far behind in these comments, I'm noticing, because this is stuff I was talking about like 30 minutes ago. But that's how these streams go, and it's totally fine. But yes, that's probably, I would say, my best singular reaction moment. Maybe. I don't know. I literally jumped out of my chair, and people, I don't know how people say I fake this, because like, how could I possibly fake that reaction? I'm sorry, like that was so like just in the moment. I literally threw my chair basically. Oh my goodness, those are the worst comments though, the ones that accuse me of faking reactions. I'm like, dude, like, oh, why would I sit here and fake a reaction? Like, it's just, that's not interesting. Like, I don't know. Will you watch American Horror Story season 11 till the end? Yes, I've already started it, so I'm definitely going to finish it. I'm enjoying it so far, so I definitely will. We're already on season or episode 3 or 4, 3, I think. Could we see a Dexter reaction? Like I said, hopefully someday. Dexter did really well in the Patreon polls last time. Oh yes, it did. I think it was definitely top 3, right? Maybe top 5. I would love to do Dexter, especially because they're still coming out with new Dexter stuff, right? I keep hearing about these Dexter spinoffs. I mean, I don't hear good things about them, but I do hear about them. So the fact that there's still content coming out about it would make the reactions probably do better. Yeah, I did look like a baby in those videos. Yeah, you're not kidding. You are not kidding. The Perfect Mix is a great channel. Yeah, they're really fun to watch. I watch a lot of Lord of the Rings video essays. I don't mean to, but the algorithm keeps putting them in my feed and I keep clicking. Yeah, as long as you keep clicking, they will keep popping up. Least favorite Walking Dead spinoff, The Tales of the Walking Dead. Oh my goodness. I thought The Tales of the Walking Dead was awful. Like, there was maybe one episode, the Alpha backstory, that I was like, that's okay stuff, I guess. But everything else was like, oh my God, what is this? Some people liked it, and I'm glad some people liked it, but I just could not give a shit. Like, just to kind of like, it was just so poorly made, but like beyond that, the ideas were just so like bizarre for The Walking Dead. Like, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, the idea behind the show, I already don't like to begin with. Like, it's an anthology series for The Walking Dead. 40-minute episodes. That's just, for me, not enough time to really get invested in these characters. So, like, I'm already not going to care about the characters. Which, The Walking Dead relies on good characters, right? So if you're not going to get me to care about the characters, it's already probably not going to work from the start. Beyond that, though, could you at least have a good idea, like situation for the characters to be in that could be entertaining? Sure. Pretty much none of the episodes had that, though. They were all ridiculous stories that were not all entertaining. So yeah, Tales of the Walking Dead is definitely the worst. What's your favorite show of the ones you've reacted to? Well, if The Walking Dead counts because I've reacted to the last 2 seasons, then The Walking Dead, because that's my favorite show of all time. But if we're not counting that because I don't react to the entire series, then Game of Thrones. Definitely Game of Thrones. To be honest, I dislike reactors who don't talk. Like, what's the point of being a reactor if you don't react to the show? Yeah, I agree, exactly. If you're just sitting there making faces, it's like, you're not even reacting really, you know? Is Invincible in your top 10 after the Conquest fight? Top 10 shows of all time? I'm glad you asked that, because I actually just updated my TV show ranking like just after that episode, but it's not in the top 10. It's at number 11. It's right outside the top 10 for my favorite shows. I honestly think Invincible, when it's all said and done, will probably be my top 10 though, because all it takes is another phenomenal season like season 4 or season 3, and then I think it'll probably be my top 10. But right now it's number 11. If you guys are wondering what my top 10 is, The Walking Dead's number 1, Breaking Bad's number 2, Game of Thrones is number 3, Stranger Things is number 4, Friends is number 5, Daredevil is number 6, Better Call Saul is number 7. I have not finished Better Call Saul. I've still not finished Better Call Saul. I've only seen the first 4 seasons. But even with that being said, I think those 4 seasons are enough to put it in my number 7 spot. I do need to finish it. I should finish it for the channel even, but I haven't decided whether or not I want to do videos for it or watch on my own. I don't know. But that's number 7. It'll probably be even higher after I finish it, I'm sure. House of the Dragon is number 8. The Punisher is number 9. And the number 10 is Star Wars, The Clone Wars. So Invincible, number 11, right outside that. And then Arcane is number 12, actually. I think Arcane was phenomenal. So number 12. Mandalorian, number 13. The Penguin, yes, even after just that one season, I think it's number 14. Band of Brothers, 15. Squid Game is number 16. Squid Game, honestly, I think it'll probably go up after season 3. I don't know. The Boys is number 17. I'm currently watching How I Met Your Mother. I have that at 18. American Horror Story is number 19. So for those of you wondering where that is, it's number 19. And then I do have Scream Queens at number 20. And then Yellow Jackets at number 21. Again, haven't finished it, but I think like you could, after one season, I think is enough to rank it, because at least you can rank it off of that one season. And then if you like the second season more, you can go pick it up. If you don't like it that much, then you can lower it, see what happens. But yeah, those are my favorite TV shows right there, for anyone curious. But yeah, Invincible, I think it'll be my top 10s after season 4, probably. Hopefully get more action in episode 4 of Daredevil. I hope we get Punisher in that episode. As a huge American Horror Story fan, now that you're 11th season in, how has your journey been for you as a viewer? So yeah, I like that question. So for me, the show, what I like about it so much is that it really does feel like a mature version of Goosebumps, which I was a huge fan of the Goosebumps books and the TV series as a kid. Back in like the early 2000s. Really, really good stuff. And this feels like that, but on a larger scale. And I feel like the seasons do heavily take inspiration from a lot of other horror genres and utilize it in interesting ways. And I will say a lot of the storylines are ridiculously campy and goofy and like hard to like justify like the writing behind some of it. But it always works for me for some reason. Like even some of those seasons that I think are like the least interesting seasons, they still work for me. And it's been pretty entertaining all the way through. Even when it's like the recent season 10 with the Death Valley stuff. That was probably the most ridiculous storyline of the whole show. And I thought probably my least favorite storyline of the whole show even. I still had fun watching it though. I was like, this is so stupid, but I'm really enjoying it. Like weirdly enough. So I don't know. That's just how the show is for me. And it's like a quick and easy show. Each episode's like 40 minutes. It gets to the point. And I think every episode at least gives me some level of intrigue because there's something that happens that's good, right? But I do think my favorite stuff, like I think that genuinely was like really, really good. Asylum is still my favorite season. I think that was really phenomenal. Season 8 was just so much fun. Like that was the most fun season for sure. Which actually, going back to my favorite reactions, I think season 8, episode 3 of American Horror Story is one of my favorite reactions because that episode was like, what the fuck when it happened? Remember, like you guys remember, if you guys seen it, like that big moment where I was like, we're really doing this. And I thought that was awesome. But yeah, that was a great season. I really loved even season 4. I love Freak Show. That was a great season. Hotel was great. Murder House, like there's so many great ones, man. I don't know. Coven obviously was pretty good. I think the only season I didn't really like that much was honestly Cult. I wasn't too crazy about Cult. I think because it just kind of dropped a lot of the horror and it was more so playing into like the political satire. And I don't know. I thought it was fine. Like it was kind of interesting, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's not hitting the same. It's really not hitting the same. I do think double feature, the first half of it was one of my favorites actually. If you see my reactions, I was like really loving that story. But so far I'm liking the New York City season. I think it's pretty good. We're only 3 episodes in though, so I don't know beyond that, but I think most of the show I thought was really solid. So yep. All right. I am gonna go grab some more water in a minute, but I'll read one or two more comments before we do that. Top 5 fictional characters. Rick Grimes is number 1. Do I want to say Negan is in the top 5 as well? He probably is, to be honest. Gotta have at least 2 Walking Dead characters in there. Spider-Man I would probably put up there, but specifically Tobey Maguire's version, like very specifically, even though I love the other versions, I think his version as a character is a little more interesting. I might even say Caesar. He at least top 10. Caesar from Planet of the Apes. I want to say he's in there. Woody from Toy Story. Not even kidding. I think Woody is so cool. Like, he is such an interesting character, and it's a freaking Pixar movie, you know. So he's definitely top 10, maybe top 5 even. Because I like how flawed he is. You know, I think those are my favorite characters, are the ones that are really flawed, and they're very much in like a leadership position where they're relied upon by a lot of people, and their leadership is very flawed, and they have to learn from that and grow and become a better leader. Rick and Woody are very similar in that way, and even Caesar in some ways. Like, those are very, very, very clear connection between those characters, where like I said, they're leaders that have a lot of flaws, make a lot of mistakes, but in the end they really do like care about their people and want to protect them as much as they can. So yeah, those are definitely top 3, or up there at least. Negan's a very different type of leader. He's a villainous leader, but he's yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Joker character, a couple different iterations of it, I would say is a character I like a lot as well. But that's more of like the villainous character. I would like, Tyrion from Game of Thrones, probably up there. Jon Snow as well. Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Breaking Bad. Starting to think Mark Grayson, Invincible from Invincible. He might be up there as well. I'm not even kidding. He's so good. Daredevil, Batman. I don't know. There's so many I can come up with at this point. But Logan, specifically Hugh Jackman's Logan. He's up there. So those are my favorites. Kenny from the Walking Dead video game. How did I forget about Kenny? I wasn't thinking of video games. I was just thinking of movies and shows, but he would be up there for sure. Sorry, I meant Chernobyl was on your watch list. Oh, yes. At only 5 episodes, that might be a great bridge series in between the long ones. I think a lot of people would agree. It's a great mini series. Only 5 episodes. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out then. I don't know when, but you know, I might put it in the polls as well just to see how it does. But like, even if it doesn't win, it might be one of those ones I end up watching anyways, considering it's only 5 episodes, you know. Congrats on your 50K. Also, I love that you talk. I don't want to watch someone that stares quietly at the screen. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate that. I'm a huge Yellow Jackets fan, and watching you experience and react to the first season for the first time was so fun. I'm glad there's a lot of Yellow Jackets fans out there, because the series was having some struggles in the early episodes because there's a lot of copyright issues I was getting, unfortunately. But I actually haven't had many copyright issues since then, which has been good. And the views are definitely getting better than they were before, so that's good too. So I'm hoping things keep up. If you like Yellow Jackets, we'll be jumping into season 2 real soon, so definitely excited for that. I'm not a Twilight person, but to each their own. Please release the long Twilight video. I'll watch it daily. It can't hurt to do those long form uploads. That's what I'm saying. Long form uploads are like the move nowadays. You know, like I feel like those are so huge videos that people do. Like, I feel like if you see a video that's like 8 hours long on YouTube, I'm not saying this video would be 8 hours long, but like if you see one that's 8 hours long, you're so inclined to click on it because you're like, what could possibly have compelled this person to make an 8 hour long video? So you have to click on it, right? So I don't know. I think that's just an interesting thing about upload lengths. I think the longer the better nowadays. I promise you would get more views if you react to the Twilight Saga separately. Yeah, you could. No, so like that's the thing. So reacting to them all in the same video versus separately, you might end up with more views in the end by doing it separately. But honestly, views isn't everything, because the lengths of the videos would be a lot different, right? So when it comes to, obviously, when it comes to, if you're only caring about views, that's different. But what I'm assuming most creators care more about is the actual revenue behind those views, right? And when it's a longer video, the views are gonna lead towards a higher revenue, right? So like if you upload a video that's 2 hours long and it gets, let's say, 100,000 views, right? 2 hours long at 100,000 views, that video has a high chance of making $1,000, right? High chance. But if you upload a video that gets 100,000 views and it's like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes, it'll probably get a lot less than that. Maybe like $500, maybe $400. Still a decent amount of money, but a lot less than 1,000. I'm not saying it would be guaranteed 1,000. I'm just saying like the chances of that are higher because of the length of the video, assuming people are sticking around and actually watching longer parts of the video. So if you were to split that up, let's say, I don't know, let's say I were to do the all Twilight movies in one video and it were to get like, let's say it gets 100,000. Let's say each Twilight movie separately gets like 10,000. I'm not saying they would or they wouldn't. Let's just throw that out there. Then the 100,000, wait, what am I saying? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Wait, no, let me rephrase it. 100,000, right? And then let's say the separate Twilight ones, let's say they get 30,000 a pop, right? But maybe those 30,000 a pop only results in like $40 per video, maybe 50, right? Yeah, why was I, wait, when I said 20K, I think I messed that up completely, because I think I said way more money than it probably would have been. Regardless, my math is terrible. I can't do mental math for the life of me. But okay, let's go back to it. So 20,000. No, I already messed up. I gotta, whatever. You guys get the point. Long form uploads usually lead to more revenue. That's the point. Let's just leave it at that. Let me not try to sit here and mess up mental math and make a fool of myself. Yeah, cool idea for newcomers that didn't see them before. Yeah, the you guys are referring to the Harry Potter videos into a longer video. I think that would be the best way to do it, because I get so many comments telling me to react to things that I've already reacted to. So like I know for a fact some of those older videos are just not getting attention anymore. And even though the quality of the videos are, like I said, not up to par with what I do now, so they wouldn't be the best videos, to be honest, but I think it's worth doing, you know, regardless. It's still an extra video I can upload. It's just the unfortunate fact that, yes, my older videos aren't the best quality, you know, but I could also mess with I can edit a little bit and maybe make it a little bit better quality. I can edit the volume, at least I can edit the audio, so I can do that. Yeah, probably will do that then. Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom and refill my water, so it's a pretty good time to do that. I'll be right back, because if I don't have a water here, my throat will literally die, because talking hurts. All right, I'll be right back. All right. We are back. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Do you have any predictions for The Last of Us Season 2? I think people are going to be trying to get revenge on Joel for what he did at the end of Season 1. That's my guess. That's what the trailer made it seem like, right? Yeah, just anybody who has played the games, though, please don't spoil anything, because I have not played the games. And I know they're pretty similar. Well, that's what I was told, at least. I rewatch your The Fly reaction often. Your disgust brings me joy. That was such a good movie. I want to rewatch that movie because I haven't actually rewatched it since then. Do you think you can rate the shows you are watching currently on the channel? Sure, yeah, the ones I'm watching like currently, like right now. Well, I think I slightly prefer. I mean, American Horror Story and Scream Queens. It's hard to say which one I like more, just because one is so much longer than the other. But I do think, like, let's say I were to rank Scream Queens season 1 against the seasons of American Horror Story, I think it would be probably top 3. Like, genuinely, like, I don't like it more than Asylum or like Apocalypse, but it's probably like right below those, you know. Daredevil Born Again, only 3 episodes in, so it's hard to say, but I like it so far. It's good. Probably would give it like an 8 out of 10 so far. And then Invincible season 3 was literally a 10 out of 10 because that damn good. I've been watching the Perfect Mix's reactions to The Walking Dead from one Walking Dead fan to another. I really recommend their reaction. They're on season 4. Yep, I've been watching theirs actually. They're really good. Really good reactions. Game of Thrones all character tier list coming. I thought I did that. Am I crazy? I feel like well, I know I did it for House of the Dragon. Did I not do it for Game of Thrones? I thought I did. I don't remember. Maybe I'll do that. Like any sort of video like that that's specific to one show, I probably wouldn't do it until like a show comes out in that universe. So I have to wait till the next Game of Thrones show comes out, you know. We'll see. Is there any reaction that was actually very difficult to do because what you were reviewing was boring or you weren't into it? She-Hulk, maybe not. It's hard to say because I feel like most of the movies and shows I watch, I actually really enjoy. Like, you look at my Letterboxd. That's a good proof of this. My rating curve is pretty on the positive end, right? Like, most movies I give a decently high score to. I don't hate that many things. I don't know. Like, it's easy for me to like enjoy things, and it's maybe not easy for me to like absolutely love things, and maybe I'm more critical of things that I care a lot more about. Like The Walking Dead, I've been very critical about because I think I have such an attachment to it. But if I watch like a random movie, I feel like chances are like I'm gonna see what the director was going for. I'm gonna see the vision, and it's gonna be something I'm gonna be like, yeah, that was good. But I'm trying to think of movies that I genuinely just found to be boring. There's definitely some that I didn't do a reaction, that I didn't edit into a YouTube video, because there has been some. I have, for those of you who don't know, on Patreon, there's a tier on there that is meant for like requests. So like if you have that tier, you can just request a movie and I will do it. And that's limited to 4 people per month, I think 4 or 5. And so just obviously I have to limit it. Obviously I can't do like that many movies per month, so I have to limit it. And a lot of the times the movies they recommend are movies I end up bringing to YouTube, but sometimes they aren't. And not all the times, it's just because I don't bring it to YouTube doesn't mean I didn't like the movie. Sometimes it's just because the movie wasn't popular. But there has been a couple times where I just really didn't like the movie, and it was like, yeah, like you said, just one that was hard to get through. I don't remember the names of them though. I'm trying to think of the specific movies, but it doesn't frequently happen, to be honest. Usually they recommend some banger movies. And even when they recommend movies I don't love, I'm not gonna like be mad. They paid for that, you know. So of course there's no problem with it. It's just the fact that, yeah, it might be kind of boring. But I'm gonna try my absolute hardest to like it, even if it's something that I find to be a little bit boring in the moment, you know, which, like I said, does not happen frequently, like at all. I think the worst reaction I did was Silent Night, Deadly Night. I hated that movie. I'm sorry to people who liked it, but I hated it. That was a reaction I did a long time ago, but I thought it was terrible. But no, actually, the hardest reaction to do wasn't even because it was boring. It's because of something that specifically happens in it that was just too much for me. It was Triangle of Sadness was the name of the movie. I didn't bring it to YouTube. I just left it on Patreon. If you want to watch it, if you want to watch me suffer for 20 minutes, go check it out. That's all I got to say. I'm sure those of you who've seen the movie know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's a particular sequence that involves bodily fluids for 20 minutes straight, and I was on the verge of dying, basically, just because of how disgusting it was. But that's all I'll say. If you haven't seen it, that's all I'll say. Oh my goodness, that was it was a good movie too. Like, I thought it was a really solid movie, but that 20-minute sequence, man, it felt like 8 years. That's how long it felt. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Santiago. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Oh, Mike literally that's what I was just saying. Yep. That is it. If it's you are 100% right. Literally every time it happens, I get grossed out. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, ugh. And that movie, it was 20 minutes of it, so it was game over for me. Just check the Patreon poll, and yes, the 100 came in second place. Dexter was third. Okay, nice. So yeah, I feel like either one of those is probably going to win the next poll then. I hope either one of them does, to be honest. I want to watch both of those. But I feel like those shows, I don't know how long they are, but I feel like I might start doing multiple episodes per video. If people don't want me to do that, I won't, but I'm just thinking that might be a good idea to start doing. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not going to do that for most shows, but like certain shows, maybe. Who knows? All right. Congrats on the 50K. Glad to see your channel growing. Currently watching The Boys and your reactions. So great. On to season 3 tomorrow. Are you enjoying American Horror Story NYC? Have you watched The Gotham Show and Lost? Thank you, James. I appreciate that. I am enjoying American Horror Story NYC. I'm only on episode 3. I've only seen 3 episodes, but I have enjoyed them. I don't think it's like the best so far for American Horror Story standards, but I have still enjoyed it. Definitely feels very different, but I like that though. I think different is good for that series. I think having something that just feels very different is good. But I have not watched Gotham and Lost. I talked about this earlier in the stream, but like I haven't really seen it, but I kind of have. I've seen like scenes and stuff because I've watched it when I was younger, just kind of like inconsecutively. Is that a word? That's not a word. I watched it not frequently, right? I every now and then it was on TV. I would come across it and I'd be peering at it while I'm playing with toys or something. I was young. I was like 10 years old, so I don't really think I engaged with it enough to the point where I really understood what was going on. Producers of Lost made a new show called From, which was really good. Season 3 wrapped up last year. Yeah, I've been told to watch that show a lot actually recently, but I didn't even know it was from the producers of Lost though, so maybe I will put that on my list at least. Ever played God of War? Nope, have not, but it's definitely a game I want to play. If Yellow Jackets has a 4th season, will the truth be revealed? I have no clue. I don't know what the truth is, so I don't know. Congrats on 50K. Forgot to let you know the first 2 episodes of Joey the Friends spinoff have been posted on the official Friends YouTube channel. For yourself, not for the channel. That's crazy. They just did. I gotta check this out. Hold on. That's just so crazy to me that out of nowhere they would post that. Like, for what reason? Wait, I gotta check this out. Yeah, they did the full episode 6 days ago. What? I will check it out. I have never seen it. I've seen clips, but I've never seen it like all throughout. That's crazy. Okay, guess I'll have to check it out. I've heard it was terrible, but I love Friends, so maybe I'll like it more than most do. Who knows? Have you thought about doing a video discussing a redone plot for a bad movie? Maybe your own created plot? I really haven't. Like, if I thought about any sort of writing related stuff, it's always been about The Walking Dead. Like, I feel like any ideas and stuff related to writing I have is usually related to The Walking Dead. But that could be an interesting idea though for other movies. If I was to do it, it would probably be for like a Marvel movie maybe, or a Star Wars. But I don't know, for like a random movie. Like it feels weird just taking like someone's movie that's like like an indie film and just being like, oh yeah, man, your movie's shit. Here's how I would do it. Like, but no, obviously, there's definitely certain movies that I think I could make that video for sure. It is actually crazy how you don't have subscribers. Yeah, I don't have a single subscriber. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, you don't have more. That's what you meant. I kind of know what you meant though. I wish I could, obviously have more. Always, no matter what position you're in as YouTuber, I think you're always gonna want more. That's like human nature. It's like, yeah, that's just how people are. But that's the journey though. You're always gonna be trying to progress, trying to do better, and I hope we get to that point, But I'm very, very, very grateful for what we've gotten at this point. Like if this is all we had and I stopped here, I'd be satisfied. But no, when it comes to like, let's get real for a second before we read more comments. Let's get real, because I wasn't gonna talk about this too much, but I feel like I should. I feel like it's important to just be fully honest with everyone, right? Over the past like 6 months or so, I haven't thought about specifically quitting YouTube, but I've definitely thought of dialing it back heavily and focusing more on other career aspirations. Now, I talked about this a little bit before, but a lot of these feelings come from the frustration of usually copyright reasons. Like that is the main thing that is usually the number one factor, because like, especially when I was getting hit with copyright strikes one at a time, like, oh my goodness, like especially around Christmas time, it was the worst. Yellow Jackets reactions were getting hit. The Squid Game videos got taken down. A bunch of my movie reactions I was working on got taken down, or at least were getting hit. And I was just like so fed up with it. I was literally like about to just like, in my mind, I was thinking I'm quitting tomorrow. I really was. I've like, my girlfriend could attest to this. I would tell her like a lot. I'm like, I think I'm going to quit. Like I literally told her like, I don't want to do this anymore. But the next day I'm feeling better. I'm like, you know what? It's a couple videos that got taken down. It's not a big deal. I got other videos to post and I'm sure those will do fine. So it always just kind of like comes back to me and I'm fine the next day. It's one of those things. But unfortunately, the way reaction videos are, just because copyright is such a big issue, it results in that frustration. That's like, you want to stop doing the videos, you really do. But the amount that I really enjoy doing these videos, obviously I love interacting with everyone here. So it's enough for me to keep going. And I will say, no matter how much I might have those feelings, I don't think I would ever actually like pull the plug on the channel. But what I might possibly do in the future, who knows? Like there definitely could come a time where I pull back a little bit, because let's say I do, because like I said, I am still looking towards other career paths. I'm actively doing that. And if I do find something that works for me and is time consuming, by the very nature of time, I will have to pull back this channel just a little bit, right? Not doing that now. I'm just saying that the time might come for that in the future if it happens. But I will say right now, I don't think you will never see a video from me where I'm sitting down, going, I'm quitting YouTube. Like I'm never going to do that. Like, cause to me, that's just not, what's the point of that if you're probably just going to come back, like the amount of channels I've seen make an I'm quitting video and then they come back the next like month or something. It's like, you just can't do that, because then not only you're going to lose a bunch of subscribers because of that, but also you're just shutting the door, like you got to leave the door open for possibilities. You can't just like, unless you really in your heart feel like it's just not for you and you want to quit, that's different. But I just don't think I'll ever feel that way. Like, even if, let's say down the line, I do decide I'm done with reaction videos, like I'm not doing movie reactions, I'm not doing TV show reactions. That probably won't happen anytime soon. But let's say I did do that, I probably still would keep the channel for like trailer reactions, because trailer reactions are easy as hell, man. Those are so easy to do. That is the most, like, I'm gonna just say it, it's borderline lazy content to post, but I don't think there's anything wrong with posting. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with posting it, but it is content that feels lazy when I do it, because it's like, it takes 10 minutes. I'm not really editing anything. I'm just posting it. They usually get copyrighted, so it's not like I'm making much money off of those videos anyways, though. But trailer reactions are so easy, and it's in no way meant to be like a criticism towards people who do only trailer reactions. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they are by far the easiest types of content to do because you're literally just watching it. You're not editing anything, and that's it. You might talk about it a little bit after or something, but that's literally it, right? More of like trailer breakdowns, that takes more work because you're actually like editing that. But like when it just comes to like you're just sitting there just watching it and then saying, okay, bye guys, that's an easy video to do, right? So let's say in the future I don't have any time to do anything beyond that. That might be the only type of content I could do, and that's fine. Like that's not a big deal. Or like reviews. Movie reviews aren't crazy hard to do. They take some time, but they're not like crazy hard. I can still do those, you know. So there's always going to be open room for more videos, live streams, like always going to keep that open. But I just want to be like full on like honest. There has been moments during the past couple of months and stuff where I have been so stressed out with YouTube that I've just like wanted to just stop making videos. I have, just full on honest. And it sucks that happens, but I feel like most YouTubers have felt that way once, at least once in their life, you know? Like it's just the nature of it. But we'll see. I have no idea what the future holds. I don't know. You were so real for the Joker 2 reaction instead of following the crowd. Joker 2 is gonna be the most underrated movie of all time, probably for the rest of my life, to be honest. I think that's the most different I felt with a movie compared to everyone else that I've ever felt in my entire life. Like the gap between the average rating and mine is just insane. So yeah, understandable, but that's all right. Scream Queen season 2 on YouTube when? Probably in the next few days. I haven't edited the reaction yet. I'm like halfway through editing it though. I haven't finished editing it, I meant. You should do a psychological analysis of film characters like Arthur Fleck or Norman Bates or Hannibal Lecter. That would be fun. I did a paper, like a whole project on Arthur Fleck from the Joker movie in college. I'm not even kidding. That was it's a fun thing. I had a whole presentation on it too. That was fun. Yes, put that psych degree to use. Yep, there you go. It was literally a psych class. It was a whole analysis on that character. It was fun. It was fun to do. But yeah, I could have, if I still have that paper, I could make a video out of it, to be honest. Want to grow your channel? React to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So many channels have blown up from it. They have a new theatrical movie coming out next year and a new series. That could be good to do. You're not, honestly, let me check it out real quick. I want to see Avatar: The Last Airbender reactions. I just want to see like how other channels are doing with it, because I honestly haven't looked into it too much. Yeah, no, they're doing pretty good. This channel 4 days ago had already 10K views for it. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would love to, but I don't know. I gotta ask, like, I don't know how people are with copyright for that series, because I'm at a point where there's certain shows and studios and stuff that if it's part of a studio that I know is really bad with copyright, I just won't watch it. Like, I think I've decided that Yellow Jackets is the exception, but I think most things by Paramount I'm not watching anymore. Like, I'm just not doing it because they are the worst with copyright. Oh my goodness, dude. Universal's pretty bad too, but sometimes they're okay. But there's too many Universal movies out there that I couldn't just not watch any. But Paramount, I might be done with them, to be honest, which is a shame because I reacted to Transformers 1. I would love to post that to YouTube, but I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to get on YouTube. But I'll try. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. I haven't even edited that one yet, though. Yeah, I did hear the Creep TV show, Creep Tapes. I have not seen it, though. Would you ever watch the Superman and Lois TV show? Maybe. I've heard good things. But I don't know, like, when would be the good time to even start that? I guess probably soon, because the new Superman show. I'll definitely add that to the polls then, because, you know, the new Superman movie's coming out soon. When American Horror Story Season 3 comes out, will you react to it? If people want to see me react to it, yeah. If there's enough interest, for sure. An animated Walking Dead What If show could be good. I actually thought of, I don't know if... I'm like torn on if this would be a good idea. The What If idea would be interesting, but like, what if they literally took the comic series and just turned like did a one-for-one adaptation into an animated TV series with the animation style of Invincible. Because the reason that would actually work is because the TV show is very different than the comics. I don't know how many of you guys know what the comics is like, but the show is very, very different. So like they could still do another adaptation of it that is more accurate to the comics and just has it's just animated instead, you know. I think that could be really cool. And if it was in the same style of Invincible, I would probably like that a lot, actually. I think the way they would do it is season 1 would probably end with them reaching the prison, I think, because the comics, the stuff before the prison is very short. There's not a lot to it. They probably reach the prison at the end of season 1. Season 2 would be the prison arc. They'd probably leave the prison at the end of season 2. Season 3 would be the hunters and the build up to Alexandria. They probably get to Alexandria by the end of season 3. No, I mean, actually, I don't know. Could the prison be more than one season? Maybe. Because the prison arc is actually really long. Like that, no, that could be season 2 and 3. And then season 4 is the hunters. And then maybe the end of it is Alexandria. And then season 5 would be the herd and the lead up to the saviors. Season 6 could be all out war. Season 7, the whisper war. Season 8, the commonwealth. You could probably do all of it in 8 seasons, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. Maybe if they were to do that, they should do it a bit later. Like wait till after the Walking Dead franchise fully ends and then do it, because by that point it'll be far enough later that like seeing an adaptation of it would actually be pretty cool. Oh my goodness, Peach Fuzz, yeah, from Creep. White Lotus reaction. I've been hearing a lot about that recently. I don't know. Is anybody doing reactions to it? Because I'm not even sure. But if people are, maybe. Saw an article today that was pondering about a Walking Dead Shane and Rick prequel, which I think is a horrible idea. Yeah, I don't see the point of that personally. Because what would be that? It would be there would be no zombies. It would be just it would be a show of 2 cops just chilling in Atlanta. And as far as I'm aware, nothing crazy really happens either. Like, they made it pretty clear that their life was very tame. It was literally just Rick dealing with some issues with his wife, with Lori, and Shane was just a cop. Like, there's nothing much more to it. I don't know. I do think there are a lot of, like, respectfully, like, this is not meant to be, you know, rude or anything, but there are a lot of ideas I've heard from people that they do sound pretty dumb. It's like, bro, come on. Like, are you kidding me? Like some spin-off ideas, I'm like, no, man, that would not make for a good spin-off. But to each their own, though. You know, there's definitely certain ideas that, you know, maybe I don't see the potential behind it, but it actually could be really cool. But I think we're both in agreement that idea wouldn't be that good. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm kind of tired of like any spin-off involving the characters of the existing show. Like I saw people saying an Aaron and Gabe spin-off. I would be okay with that, but like, I want to see some fresh storylines with completely new things going on, not just existing characters just having their little spin-offs. You know, I don't know. I think the Clementine adaptation is what I want more than anything. Will they ever do it? Probably not. Season 5 and 6 are the best seasons of Better Call Saul. I know. That's what I've been told. I really gotta watch them. I really, really do. Does he read YouTube comments? Yes, but I usually give it a while, though. I don't read comments like right after posting a video because of spoilers. There's a lot of people sometimes spoil things, so I just give it some time. You know, my mods are great and always delete the spoilers, so by that time, I'm fine to check them out. But if it's like a movie reaction, I usually don't really care because I don't expect a spoiler on a singular movie reaction video. You know, just not expected, so. Do you have legs? Yes. Long, long legs. I was going to make a joke about the Long Legs movie, but yeah, I don't know. Better Call Saul reactions, we might. We'll see. It just feels weird to start a reaction series at the 5th season of a show when it's not even like airing new episodes still, you know? All right, where was I? Was just looking through and then I completely lost my spot. Oh, here we go. Got to add Bates Motel to the next Patreon poll. I'll try to remember to add that because I do think I should add that. That is a show that I would like to watch. Last Kingdom, Vikings, Dexter, Bates Motel. Yeah, I'd definitely probably add all those. It's just hard because I think that the max is 35 shows you can put on a Patreon poll. So I'll probably do as many as I could. Yeah, I'll just try to find the ones that I think are probably the most popular out of those. I think I liked Are You Afraid of the Dark better than Goosebumps, but loved both. The title intro was for Goosebumps. I'm assuming it was for Goosebumps. Was super creepy for a kids show. It was so creepy, but I loved it. Like that's what got me into horror was Goosebumps for sure. I just loved it, man. The creepy gnome. I love the Slappy. The Slappy guy, I actually had that thing myself. I bought it and it was really creepy, and then I think I lost it or something. I don't know where it went. I don't even have it anymore. So either it came alive and ran away or something. I don't know because I have not seen it since. Yeah, wait, that's weird. Wait, hold on. That Slappy doll, I feel like where would it have possibly have gone? Because I have not seen it since I was like 14. I don't know, man. I have no clue. Maybe it did come to life. Because where could it have gone? It's probably shoved in like the attic or something. I don't know. Howdy, congrats on 50K. Thank you, Breaking Dead. I appreciate that. Have you watched BoJack Horseman? If not, I highly recommend it. No, I haven't. But it's definitely one I want to watch. I love that Asylum is your favorite season. It goes so off the walls and doesn't get enough credit from the American Horror Story fandom. Yeah, I think, honestly, I mean, I will say the last like 2 episodes weren't my favorite, I feel like. I think I don't say they jumped the gun, but I think what they did with the show at the end there, I was like, eh. But I think for the most part, it was like really good stuff. It was really interesting. I loved Lily Rabe's character. What was her? I forgot the character's name. Was it Sister Mary? I don't remember. It was something, but she was she was possessed, right? It was, oh my, so crazy. But I loved it. I loved it. Are you gonna do reactions on all the Walking Dead seasons? Well, I've already seen it. Or do you mean like the new Walking Dead seasons that they're doing, the spinoffs? I will be doing reactions to the spinoffs, yes. Like Dead City season 2 and Daryl Dixon season 3. I would love to do Black Mirror someday. I've actually seen one episode of it. I forget which episode, but I've seen one randomly. I think they showed it to us in school, like when I was in high school, like years ago. It randomly showed us an episode. But yeah, you guys were able to hear my dog. Dude, this microphone is too powerful. I swear, it picks up a lot. It shouldn't pick up that much, but it does. What the Russo brothers said about Doomsday has me a bit worried, and sometimes I feel like they say stuff that should have been kept quiet about. So I do know what you're referring to because I saw the tweets, I saw the people talking about it. I think, I don't know, it depends. They've said some stuff that worries me, but other stuff I feel like a lot of it is taken out of context. You know, I think that's what we got to keep in mind is like these, I don't know, I'm just so annoyed with media in general because they do this all the time. Where it's like there's an interview with someone, right? Whether it's like a celebrity or whatever, and they'll say something, and then it'll be kind of like, I don't want to say like taken out of context. No, yeah, taken out of context, I think is the best way to put it. And like sometimes the words are even twisted a little bit, and then they make like the media page, whatever it might be, will post a tweet about it, and then they'll put the phrase of the out of context quote there, which makes the person look bad. And they know this going into it. They know that it makes the person look bad because then it increases interactions on the post, which increases revenue for the media page. So that's why they do it. And then people get all pissy and like, oh my God, why the person acting like this? A lot of times it ends up not being that big of a deal. I was seeing it recently with Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie was saying some very normal stuff, just some general, in my opinion, normal stuff. He was talking about like he wants to raise his sons to be like, you know, strong men, something like that. That's all he said, and people had a problem with it. I was like, what are we talking about here? So it's one of those things where I feel like his comments sometimes are being taken out of context, and then people phrase it in ways and try to twist it to make it sound worse than it is. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's what's happening with the Russo brothers, because I haven't seen all of what they've said, but I do think I know what you're referring to. There's been stuff said about it. I saw one post that I did kind of get annoyed with. It was I think I want to say one of them said, I think it was Joe Russo, said something about that Doctor Doom, his storyline, Tony Stark's sacrifice is going to be a big part of that character, which I guess makes sense given the fact that he's being played by RDJ. But like, it shouldn't be that way though. Like, that's not Doom's character. So that does kind of, you know, it's annoying me. It's like, why are we doing that? But I'm still looking forward to the movies nonetheless. I think they're going to be good, but I do think it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Half the time I see what, you know, people post about these people online. It's like, usually the quotes are taken out of context. Like, they're doing all these interviews all day long. I guarantee you, each and every one of you, if you're doing interviews all day long, you'd end up saying one thing that might sound kind of not so great out of context, and it might get you a little in trouble. Like, that's just how it happens. So it's hard to really tell. So I don't really think his comments about Doomsday is like indicative of the quality of what Doomsday is going to be like, or what the movies are going to be like. But I don't like they're necessarily like, what was it? There was another thing that they said involving the Oscars, where they were like, they said something along the lines of, why don't, I think they were blaming someone for, I don't know what it was. I don't know who they were blaming, but something about like, why don't blockbusters get more Oscars, and saying that it's like this like forced thing where they don't, which I don't really see it as that, because I mean, Oppenheimer was a blockbuster like, I feel like the idea of what a blockbuster is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of lost its meaning over the years, because to me a blockbuster is just like a big budget movie. That's all it is, right? It doesn't have to be a franchise connected movie. It doesn't have to be anything. It could just be, as long as it has a lot of money behind it, it's a blockbuster, right? And like Oppenheimer was that, and that won Oscars. So I don't know, I just feel like their comments, that didn't really make a lot of sense. But I'm also not gonna like get annoyed with that, because it's like, it's just, it could have been misworded. It could have been, again, out of context. I didn't see the whole interview, so how do I know? You know what I mean? All right. Do you think Rick Grimes will make a cameo in Dead Sea Season 2? No, I don't. I personally don't think he will in any of the spinoff shows, but I wouldn't be against it though. I wouldn't, but I don't think he will be. That's why I love your channel. You're so positive about the things you watch, even the shows or seasons that are not fan favorites. Thank you. I try my best to be open-minded about it and see the positives in it. She-Hulk was one show that I think, like, even She-Hulk, because that was probably my least favorite show I reacted to. And I always pick on She-Hulk. I don't mean to, because I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. It's just, out of the shows I've reacted to, it probably is my least favorite show I reacted to. But even that show, I was trying my best to like it all throughout. Like, I wasn't complaining about it every second. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, this is stupid. I was sitting there kind of just having fun with it. And then at the end, I was like, yeah, that was not really good. But but I wasn't like complaining about it the whole time. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. And I think that's, if you're going to do reactions yourself, that's a good way to do it. Be honest, obviously. If you think it's terrible, say it. But try to be open about it, you know. Don't immediately hate it right away, you know. Are you more of a Matthew McConaughey fan or Kurt Russell? I think I've seen more of Matthew McConaughey than Kurt Russell, but I think I do like Matthew McConaughey a little bit more. But Kurt Russell's great, so good. They're both great. Oh, yeah. Praying Dan doesn't name one of my Patreon request movies. Honestly, specifically the ones you've recommended, I can't think of a single one that I didn't like. So you're probably in the clear there. Even if you did, it wouldn't be a big deal, because like I said, it's like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, it's totally fine if I end up seeing a movie that's recommended to me that I don't like. That's not, you know, it is what it is. You know, I've had that film before. Like, I recommend movies to friends all the time, and it's like, they'll end up watching it and they'll come back to me. They'll be like, yo, that movie was terrible. Like, why'd you tell me to watch that? It does kind of hurt a little, but it's also like, well, you know, they got to be honest about it. So who cares, you know? The Walking Dead fan base is so big even nowadays that AMC might just get Andy back for one more cameo at the end of Daryl Dixon. If he never comes back for anything except for a cameo, I would actually kind of hate that, but it would be better than nothing. So I don't know. I love that the Patreon is designed to torture. Yeah, I know what you're referring to there, but I was talking about with the Triangle of Sadness, right? Excited for the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake coming this year from the studio behind Terrifier. Wait, are they actually? Oh, I didn't hear about that. What? Maybe I did hear about it. I just forgot. I forget things a lot. I'm stupid, so who knows? Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. Oh shit! You ain't kidding. I mean, that might be good, honestly, because I love the Terrifier movies, so I don't know. After the Last of Us show, could you possibly make videos of you playing the games? Yes, actually. That is a plan of mine. Just haven't gone around to it, but I would love to do it. Are you going to react to the movie Wicked? I saw it in theaters, actually. I did like it. It's good. If you want to see me, like, not really review it, because I didn't do a video reviewing it, but I did talk about it in a previous live stream where I ranked every movie from 2024 that I saw. Wicked was on there, so I did talk about that a little bit in that video. I think because of how genuine your reactions are, you'll get more subscribers. Thank you, Skur. I hope that's the reason why people are subscribed in the first place, you know? Maybe. Would love to see you react to the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street franchises. I would love to, but I've already seen them. So I don't do things that I've already seen normally. I mean, there's been a couple of instances, like when it comes to like franchises, like I remember Harry Potter, I did those reactions, but the first couple movies I've already seen before then. And I made sure to make that clear in the videos that I've already seen them. I just was like, okay, I watched them as a kid, so some of the stuff I might not memorize, so it was worth reacting to them again. But I've seen Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street way too recently that I just don't think I could do reactions to them because it wouldn't be much new to say about it, because I'd be like, oh, I've already seen these, so not much new to react to. I bet that is super exhausting and easy to burn out. I appreciate all your hard work and glad that you keep trekking along for us. I enjoy your videos so much, and you are one of my top reactors. Thank you so much, Ash. I really, really appreciate that. But yes, I mean, like I was saying before, it helps to have more than one channel in some ways because it allows me to do very different types of videos. So I'm not burnt out on like one style of video, but it is also just more work to have more channels. So that does hurt in another way, Thank you, Scare. Thank you, Johnny. Your reactions to trailers and live Comic-Con reactions have allowed me to keep up with shows and events, which I otherwise wouldn't have known about. So I'm really grateful for those. That's why I enjoy doing them, partially. I don't react to like every trailer. I only react to trailers for things I'm already very excited for, because I expect those to have more of a, those are usually going to get more views behind those. Like, I'm not going to react to, I don't know, like Mickey 17, right? I just saw that movie recently when the trailers came out for it. I wasn't going to do a reaction to trailers because, I don't know, it's just not something that I feel like really works as a reaction in the same way. Some people might do a reaction to that, that's fine, but I don't think it would have worked for me, even though I love the movie. Before I wasn't excited for it. I wasn't like insanely excited for it enough to the point where a reaction would have made sense. But any franchise movie, usually I definitely will do reactions to those trailers, and like, horror remakes and new horror movies that are connected to something that already came prior, new TV show seasons, obviously. And if it's behind a really, really popular director, like when the Odyssey trailer drops, I'm definitely gonna be checking that out for a reaction for sure. No doubt about it. You know what you should do? Create your own personal trailer of a reaction you've done. Interesting. Not necessarily a trailer, but I have thought of doing like shorts of reactions. I did that for Daredevil Born Again because it was a really big moment. So I was like, okay, that could be a cool short I can make out of that. I don't know how well it did. I actually didn't check, but that could be something I should do for more videos. And honestly, I really think I could do so much better if I did just go ahead and hire an editor, but I haven't pulled the plug on it because I don't know if like affording an editor is not going to be easy, right? Because it's not free. Like, obviously I have to pay someone. So I really thought about it. The amount of money I would have to pay someone, I don't think I'd make the profit back, like, to be fair, because I'm not going to pay anyone less than like I would say maybe like $60 to $100 a video, probably $60 to $70 a video, right? That's probably a fair amount for me. But here's the thing. Not all videos make more than that. You know, some videos don't. Some do, some don't. Some get less than $30. So that would be a huge loss. But could you say that maybe over time, the more videos you're posting, the more views you're going to get and the more momentum you're going to be building, that could lead to way more revenue in the future that will end up making that profit actually come later? It could, but I just don't know. I don't know. I also, the biggest issue is I have a very distinct style in how I edit, and it'd be hard to translate that over to someone else. You know, like how would they know to edit the exact way I want it to be edited? So what I've thought about doing is maybe handing over videos to an editor that I don't really care that much about, which sounds weird, but like, hear me out. So for TV shows, I would edit those myself because those are continuous series that I want to keep consistent, right? But for movies that maybe I just don't like, here's an example, right? I'm going to pull it up because let me block this out first because I don't know where it's going to pull up. Okay, we're fine. I don't want people seeing my stuff. Okay, so just as an example, what's the movie I reacted to recently? I'm Barry Lyndon. How about Barry Lyndon? Barry Lyndon was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, but like it's one that I don't particularly have like a really need to edit the reaction for it. I'm not like itching to edit that reaction, right? I don't know how well it would do, to be honest. But that's one I could hand over to an editor and just say, okay, this is just some extra content for the channel. It's okay if it's not the same as my style, as long as they can do it, that's fine. And that would be okay. I would lose money out of it, but it would still be more content for the channel. And I mean, you got to invest in yourself if you're going to succeed. So that it might be worth it, right? Another one I could do is like, these are some older ones, but like Almost Famous. I reacted to that like last year. That was a good movie. Just never edited it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a pretty good movie, but I always felt like there wasn't enough moments that felt reaction worthy in the movie that would have led to a decent video. So I just never edited the video. But that's one I could hand over to someone as well. Nightcrawler, I'm definitely going to edit myself. I loved Nightcrawler. Oh my goodness. We'll be editing that next probably. Because right now I'm trying to get the Hateful Eight uploaded because that one's getting blocked. But, you know, I'm working for it. I'm working towards it for sure. Are you doing Yellow Jacket Season 2? Yep. 100%. Would you recommend if someone wants to start a channel and ever edited before to start with trailer reactions and then move on to movies? Yes, actually. That would be a great, because like I said, trailer reactions are much easier. Therefore, it's definitely a good stepping stone. But just keep in mind that trailer reactions are always very hard to not get copyrighted. But it's okay. Like, copyright claims are not a big deal as long as it doesn't block the video, right? Because it's a trailer reaction. You're already not putting a lot of work into it. So I usually don't care if those videos don't make money. But if it gets blocked, that's the issue because now no one can see it. But a reaction is fine. Or just a claim on the monetization is fine. It's like, whatever. That happens to most of my reactions. Like, for example, The Last of Us Season 2 trailer reaction I just did recently. I'm not making a single dollar off that video because it got copyright claimed. But it didn't get blocked. So the video is still up. So that's fine. That's all I really cared about. Because, again, it was a quick video. It took me literally 5 minutes to make. But yeah. But definitely recommend that for sure. Will you be reacting to Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Oh, yeah, for sure. The new Game of Thrones show, 100%. Do you have any tips on making reaction videos if you want to make money off of them, or do all reaction videos get copyrighted? So I guess you're asking like tips on like avoiding copyright. Talk as much as you can in the reaction, so it's seen as transformative. Because what you have to do is you have to prove that your video is under fair use. And so fair use, one of the main things is that it's transformative, right? So the video's purpose needs to be different than the movie. So make sure you're talking. So you can label it as commentary, criticism style video, which is same as reaction. That's what you want to do, right? Don't show too much of the clips consecutively. Like, you do not want to show a clip from the movie or show for more than like 10 seconds at a time. Always cut away from it after like 10 seconds or even less. So cut it as much as you can. If there's a scene where you want to keep the whole character's dialogue in, but the character pauses a lot, cut those pauses out. That will help a lot. Sometimes pull away from the video completely and just have the audio for some clips. Like, you have to edit a lot, right? If copyright wasn't an issue, editing reaction videos would be a fucking breeze, man. It wouldn't even be funny how easy it would be. Which I've seen some channels, and I have no disrespect towards these channels, but I'm not gonna like name them. I've seen some channels that somehow upload like the entire thing. I'm like, how are you not getting this video blocked? I don't understand that. At the very least, they're probably not making money off of it, but there's no way that those videos are like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but regardless, if you edit the video to the point where, if you don't have to edit the video, so you're uploading most of it, like, it's gonna take, I could get out like a movie reaction one per day at that rate. But like, when you have to actually sit there and edit to the point where you're avoiding the, copyright problems, you have to sit down there and edit a lot. So that results in, a lot of editing. They could adapt the Walking Dead game to a show. That's exactly what I want to see. Exactly what I want to see. Most underrated show. Maybe The Walking Dead, to be honest, because The Walking Dead gets a lot of hate. Like, let's be honest. Like, beyond the first couple of seasons, The Walking Dead, people despise some of the later seasons. I think it's the best show. So, it's going to be probably up there as one of the most underrated. But other than that, what else could I say? Like, I know The Walking Dead's popular, but I would say it gets enough hate that I think it's deserving of being called underrated. I'm pulling up my show list right now. I'm just wanted to see which ones I could claim as underrated. Okay. Now I feel like my top 10 is mostly popular, well-loved shows. Secret Invasion. I liked Secret Invasion. Call me crazy. That's only one season, obviously, but I actually I thought Secret Invasion was good. Hot take for sure, but I liked it. I didn't understand why everyone hated it, to be honest. To this day, I don't understand. You could sit down and like try to convince me that it's bad. I wouldn't understand you. I really wouldn't. Like, sure, the last episode was a bit. I understood the whole thing with I don't remember her name, but the girl that got all the superpowers, that was a bit ridiculous, I will say. But the majority of the show was solid. So I didn't understand the hate for it, I do think I will say the ridiculous AI intro sequence they did, that was stupid. But that doesn't mean the whole show is bad. Like, I do feel like some people will take a show that's got like one big problem that's like something that they really, really are against, and then just like shit on the whole show because that. But I just don't think that's fair though, because the whole show isn't bad, man. It's just not. I don't know, but again, it's up to opinion. But I think that's got to be one of the most underrated. That's like the one thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking of underrated right now. I don't know, man. I'm gonna see how far behind we are in these comments. Yeah, we are really far behind. How long have we been live for? 2 hours, 13 minutes. I'm going to try to catch up as much as I can, but because I would like to, actually we're not that far behind. Actually, I thought we were more behind, but we're not too crazy. Okay. Since you were 14, so last year? Since you were 14. Wait, when did I mention I was 14? Wait, when did I say that? Since I was 14. I don't remember when I said that. But why would that be last year? I don't remember. Oh, the Slappy Doll thing. Oh, yes, when I said I haven't seen the Slappy Doll thing since I was 14. What do you mean so last? You think I'm 15 years old? Okay. Yeah, let's hope this Slappy Doll doesn't end up by my bedside. That'd be something. That would be something. Are you excited for season 2 of Yellow Jackets? Yes, I'm very excited to watch it. Same thing with Scream 7. They announced all these casts returning instead of saving it for a surprise cameo. I don't understand Scream 7, man. I've been hearing that too. Like, all the people who have already died in that series are just returning. I'm like, what? I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be some like meta thing, but I don't know. I'm curious. I have no clue. Did you ship Tate and Violet? I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I wanted them to be together, because Tate was yeah, I don't know, he's a little even though it was the house, I understand it was the whole like the house was doing it to him. I understand that, but I don't know. I did like their scenes though. They were great. Like they had great back and forth. Was it Thaisa Farmiga and Evan Peters did a great job in that season. Have you seen The Greatest Showman? No, I haven't. Is Hugh Jackman in that? I recently watched it and did not expect to love it as much as I did. Banger music throughout. I haven't seen it though. Thoughts on reactors who aren't totally honest about first time reactions. So here's the thing. I have no idea what specific reactors do that, because I wouldn't know. But I don't think you should do that as a reactor, because, well, first of all, I think sometimes, I don't want to say it's obvious, because it's really not. Like people say it's obvious, but it's like, is it though? Like people are good liars, right? But sometimes I was able to personally tell based on some reacting, especially, you know what I saw it happen the most for was Spider-Man No Way Home. There's a lot of people who did not say that they knew Toby and Andrew were in the movie, and then they react to it, and then they like the scene happens and they act all surprised that they're in the movie. But there's like certain things, I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but there was moments in the reaction where it was like they kind of like messed up their wording and kind of almost made it sound like they already knew about that beforehand. But it's like, well, then why were you so surprised about it? I don't know. But that could be, I'm not going to name names because I could be misjudging them for sure. And that's, I'm never going to, you will never see me accuse someone without knowing for sure. Right. And I'm also, who am I to say they can't make their reactions that way? If they want to lie in their videos, I don't fucking care. They can do that all they want. But even if that wasn't the case, even if I was the type of person who was going to call someone out, I still wouldn't do it because I don't have enough. There's not enough proof there to know that. But regardless, I have felt that way sometimes watching some videos. Again, I'm not going to go, spamming their comment section. Oh my God, you're faking reactions. No, I'm just like, kind of like, I kind of can feel like this isn't a fully honest reaction. And I don't think it's a good thing to do. I definitely don't. Because I don't say you're treating your fans poorly, but it's almost like, it's cheapening it. You know what I mean? Cheapening the reaction. I don't know. That's the best way to put it, I guess. But no harm, no hate to anyone who does do that. You do your content the way you want to do it. I don't care. If it works, it works. That's the way I see it, Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. You going to watch the Minecraft movie? Looks awful. Hell yes, I'm going to see it. Oh, that comes out soon. I didn't even realize that comes out real soon. But yeah, I'm going to go see it. Best season of American Horror Story? Asylum. Season 2. Show recommendations? Like recommendations that I would give? That's actually a fun one. Usually people are giving me recommendations, but I get to recommend shows. I want to recommend less popular shows because I feel like if I'm just recommending the most popular stuff, it's kind of like, it's less interesting. Because obviously I could sit here and tell you to go watch Invincible or Game of Thrones or something, but like, these are popular shows, so it's not like it's that crazy. Well, Arcane, that was popular, right? I thought it was, but I would recommend that for sure. Let's see. I like the TED series. I don't know how popular that was, but I like the TED series a lot. It was only one season. They're doing a second season though. But I like that a lot. The Scream TV series. A lot of people have recommended that to me. I have seen it and I do like it a lot. But that's why I haven't done reactions to it, because I've already seen it. I don't know. I don't have many other recommendations, to be honest, but those are the main ones I can think of. Like in terms of like ones that I don't usually hear people talking about. Are you in your 10s or 20s? 20s. Yep, 24. 10s. Damn, that's actually, honestly, I'm like, it kind of feels good to hear though, that someone thinks I could possibly be younger than 20. I've had people think I'm in my 30s, and that always hurts. But it's because I'm like, do I really look that? I don't feel like I do. Not yet. I probably will in a few years though. Well, obviously, because in a few years I will be 30, but well, a few years meaning like 6 years. But all right. I'm just getting on a tangent at this point. I avoided your Squid Game season 2. Still not go around to seeing it yet, even though I've got the episodes. Well, hopefully the season 2 reactions will be back up, because like I said, they've been blocked. Most of them have been blocked, but I'm slowly but surely getting them back up. So I will soon. Do you use an editing program? I use Vegas Pro, specifically Vegas Pro 20. I tried the new version of Vegas Pro and it sucked, so I went back to Vegas Pro 20. But I've tried Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm honestly not a fan of it. It's probably better than Vegas Pro, but it's because I'm so used to Vegas Pro. I've been using it for like 10 years. I'm so used to it. That is, oh my God, the fact that I just said 10 years, I've literally been making videos for that long. I've been making the videos on this channel for 5 years, but in general, yeah, it's been more than 10 years that I've been uploading videos. But yeah, I've gotten so used to Vegas Pro that it's like my baby. You know, I'm so quick with it. If I tried Adobe Premiere Pro, I have to learn it from scratch and it would take so long and it probably wouldn't go well. All right. Still got some more. Did you just spoil Spider-Man for me? Did I did I talk about Spider-Man? What? When did I mention Spider-Man? Did I? What Spider-Man would I have spoiled for you, though? There's no way I brought up. You're trolling me. Did I actually bring up Spider-Man? I don't think I did. I don't know. Will you be checking out Jack Quaid's new movie, Novocaine? I really want to. I just haven't had a chance to see it. There's a lot of movies that have come out in the past month that I haven't had a chance to see, unfortunately. But I will definitely check it out whenever I get a chance, either if it's in theaters or whenever it comes out online. Who knows? Okay, I want to read a couple more comments, but I do have to use the bathroom. So I'm going to use that first, and then we'll come back for like maybe another 20, 30 minutes. No, not 20, 30, maybe like 15 or 10. All right. Yep, I'll be right back. All right. Yes, Greatest Showman has Hugh Jackman plus Zendaya and Zac Efron. Maybe I'll check it out someday then. AI will be used more now in movies and series, probably. It's weird because like the whole conversation around AI is interesting because it's like obviously in the creative aspect of it, we gotta remove this from the screen. In the creative aspect of it, I don't want it to be used because I would like for it to be original ideas, original creations by these talented people rather than them, putting things into a machine and then it just giving you ideas or whatever it may be. But obviously there's other uses for AI, and I think that's the thing that's like the conflicting conversation behind it is because like, well, okay, where's the line drawn and what it's used for and how it's used? Because like even I think there was controversy with that one movie, The Brutalist or whatever. I didn't see it, but something about like AI voice modulation. I think it was AI voice modulation, something like that. But it's like something that's apparently been used for a while, and so it's like it's not what people think necessarily, and it's not like this heavy amount of it to the point where it's like it doesn't really take away from the creative aspect of it. Rather, it's just a tool to help them, and I think that's fine. Like I have no issue with that, but I think it's like if you're using it in a sense of like, for example, the Secret Invasion intro, like literally just fully AI generated, like that's stupid, right? That's no. Um, but I don't think it's realistic to be like we got to remove all AI because that's just not it's just not the way the world works. You know, when new inventions are brought up that make life easier for a lot of different processes, make processes faster, it's going to be used like no matter what you do, really, unless it like gets banned from society. But like you really can't do that because who's going to sign off on that? If it's making lives easier for certain companies and certain groups, they're not going to ban it, right? So what I think is turns the conversation turns more into what it should be used for, what it should be allowed to be used for. And I think if it is going to start used in movies and shows in like a significant way, like in a bad way, then I think we can just vote with our wallets, you know, like just don't go to see movies that have a significant amount of it being used to the point where it's just trash, you know? But if it's like, again, like voice modulation, I don't care. Like I don't think that's a big deal. I think if it's certain things that have especially been, it's not taking away jobs from like creatives, then I don't think it's the end of the world, you know? But it is scary what it could turn into. Like, I think that's where it becomes a conversation of, something's got to change, you know. And at least when it comes to art, I think it's the worst right now for any, because like movies, I don't think it's gotten to the point where it could even be that good. But like art, it is kind of scary because I'm gonna admit there's some AI art that I see and I don't think it's AI right away. I don't even notice it is, right? Or at least I don't think it looks bad or anything, right? I mean, even like video games, like I'm playing a Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty has apparently been using AI for some of their like calling cards and emblems and stuff. I wouldn't have noticed that unless people pointing it out to me. Like I wouldn't have noticed. I don't like that they're doing it, but I'm also not like immediately thinking about it because it's not like the first thing on my mind when I see these things. So, and that's, I think their idea is like, okay, people aren't going to notice because this AI is so good that people aren't even going to think at first glance that is that. So that's where it starts to get frustrating because it's like, you know, it's soulless, right? It is soulless. But like I said, there is uses of it that I don't think is bad, which is why I think people got to chill out when they hear the word AI. They're immediately like, oh my God, but it's like, it could be like, again, like it was in that Brutus movie. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a big deal. It was like something that they've been doing for years, really. So I don't know. Like I said, if it doesn't take away any job from a creative, or it's not something that's like removing the soul or the personality of something, that I think it's okay as a tool. You know what I mean? I really did not like The Brutalist. I really tried. Yeah, I didn't see it, so I'm not really even sure what it would be like. I don't even know what it's about, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, let's wrap this up ASAP. Gotta watch your Christine reaction before bed. I'm thinking like 5 minutes, maybe 10. I don't know. But I always say that and then it ends up being longer. So oh, are you looking forward to your 30s? Look, here's the thing, and this maybe is such a stupid mentality to have, but it's the mentality I have. I don't want any time to go by. Like I'm always trying to just be like, stay right now. I do not want to be 25. I don't want to be 26. I don't want to be 27. I don't want to be 30, 40. I want to be right now, you know? And maybe that's a bad mentality to have, but it's because obviously you can't slow time or stop it. So it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get to that point. But like it's just like you know what I mean? I think I'll be more excited for it when I'm more like certain of what my future is gonna have. But I guess right now I'm just not certain of it whatsoever. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know what I'm doing. So I think that's where it becomes less of or more of a worry, right? More of a, I want to say it right now because of that. When I feel like I get to a point where I'm more secure in what I'm doing, then it's more of a whatever. If I get older, that's fine. But like because like I said, I don't feel like I'm fully set on a path. It's more it gets scarier. You know what I mean? Ted is definitely popular. It became Peacock's most watched original title within the first 3 days of its release. Damn. Well, still recommended nonetheless. You said Toby and the other one was in No Way Home. Oh, you're right. I was talking about Spider-Man. Yeah. You know what? You got me. Technically, I did spoil it for someone out there. Which that is the thing. That's like the one movie where I'm like, I would be shocked if someone didn't get spoiled on that, you know, with not having seen it right away. It's not impossible. Like if you don't watch videos online and stuff, and you don't watch like Marvel channels, that like you might miss it, but I don't know. I like Adrian Brody in The Pianist. The Pianist. I actually haven't seen either of those movies. King Kong. I love though. I've seen King Kong. King Kong was amazing. All right. Think we're gonna end it here. Congrats on 50K. Thank you, EDUG. I don't know how. Oh, Rowdy's was up there. I missed your comment, Rowdy. Thank you for that. Congratulations. Am I saying it right? Udi? I don't know. Whoa, Mike! Damn, with the 50 donation. Holy. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That came out of nowhere. I was like, what? Good thing I didn't end the stream. I was literally about to click the button. I'm not even kidding. Thank you so much. It's not 50,000. 50,000. I would never expect that from a thing. But thank you so much. $50 is insane. Here's $50 for being the GOAT. Congrats on another milestone. Well deserved. Tubby time. Live stream at 100K. No. How about this? At 100 million. There you go. At 100 million subscribers. There you go. Yeah, that kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I like popped out. I don't know why. Oh my goodness. Hit 100K by the end of the year? I don't think so. That would be so insane if I did, but I just I think if we ever hit 100K, I'll set it right now. I'm gonna set it right now. My goal is to hit 100K before Avengers Secret Wars comes out, which is currently slated for summer 2027. So we got 2.5 years. It might get delayed actually, so it might come out even later than that, but roughly 2.5 years. And I want to be at 100K. That's a very tough milestone because I've been averaging like 10K subs a year. So realistically, it probably won't be 5 years until I hit 100K, but I want that to accelerate to the point where by Avengers Secret Wars, we are at 100K. That is my goal. If we get it even before then, that is awesome. I don't know. And my other channel as well, right now, if you're not subscribed to it, I recommend subscribing to it. But we're at 22K on the gaming channel, the Call of Duty channel. That one I'm hoping to hit 50K on. I hope sooner rather than later, because that channel has been increasing in sub count faster than this channel has been, even though it's less subs right now, it's been increasing faster. So that one I'm hoping that. But yeah, thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. It would be kind of scary for AI to have the ability to de-age us. Like de-age us physically, like like we all have like glasses that everyone just looks younger. That's like that. I mean, I'm sure that's a movie, right? That's got to be a movie already. I don't know. Sounds like one of those dystopian movies, right? So when you set a path for your future, are you going day by day or are you making goals as you go? Oh, honestly, like I just did set a goal, but it kind of is as I go because I probably will change that in like a few months. I'll be like, oh, I'm not hitting that, so maybe I'll like, you know, decide not to do it like that. I don't know. All right. I think we're going to be wrapping it up soon. Will you watch AMC Interview with the Vampire Show? I think you'd love it. I would love to, but hold on. You know, we'll end the stream with this. How about this? I'm going to end the stream with, I want to look at the shows that I currently have on that had my older Patreon poll. And the reason I want to see that is because I want to say, I don't think I put Interview with a Vampire on it, but I'll tell you now, if I can find room for it on the next poll, I probably will put it there. No, I don't think I put it on the poll, but I will. I definitely could, though. I think it would be fun. And I will definitely be doing those polls again real soon. So if you're not on my Patreon, I recommend it so you can vote in those polls. You don't have to, of course, but I'm just recommending it. Still waiting on YouTube to finally release that hype button that was announced months ago. Could be a big help for helping you reach 100K. I've heard about that. Yeah, that feature sounded awesome, but yeah, it has not happened yet. Supersonic Ryan, why do you have such an issue with Clementine? What is it? Needs to shut up about her hat, but why though, man? You know what? If I ever get the opportunity to showrun a Clementine adaptation spin-off series, this will never happen, but if I ever get that opportunity, I'm gonna make sure that I have at least one scene every single episode of Clementine complaining about her hat in some way, shape, or form every episode, just so you get annoyed by it. I'm kidding. Oh, that would be kind of funny. I don't know. Okay. Like I said again, I appreciate the everyone checking out the stream today. I appreciate the fact that we are at 50K subs. I appreciate the views on the channels and hope for more to come. In terms of current plans, I'll just end the stream with that. We have American Horror Story, Scream Queens, still doing those. We have Yellow Jacket season 2 coming. Daredevil Born Again, we're still doing. The Last of Us season 2 is soon. Dead City season 2 is soon. Once we finish American Horror Story and Scream Queens, we're going to do another show poll, so we'll decide what to do after that when the time comes. In terms of movies, The Hateful Eight, real soon. I am working on that right now while I'm trying to get that up. Nightcrawler will probably be after that. And then Christine, I probably will edit that for reaction soon as well. There's a couple of older ones that I've done a while ago that I would like to edit as well, like Transformers 1. Like I said, maybe I'll edit that, even though Paramount is, gives me a lot of issues. Maybe I'll do it anyways. And then, The Fall Guy. Forgot about that one. Speak No Evil. There's a couple ones that I've reacted to that I wanted to edit for YouTube. So yeah. Oh, and also reactions. There's a movie I've been wanting to react to for so long because I've heard a lot of great things about it for years and I've just never watched it. And I'm going to announce it right now that I'm going to be watching it real soon. Oh, Twilight is another one that I'm probably going to do soon. Probably. But Requiem for a Dream is a movie I will likely do soon. I no promises when I'll do it, but I really want to react to that movie. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, I've heard so much about it in terms of like it being good. I don't know what it's about though. And I just heard it's really like fucked up. And I'm like, my kind of movie right there. So I don't know. I kind of want to check it out. So I might just watch that soon for a reaction. And that's about it. I don't really think I have anything. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon. I'll do that soon because of the new show or the new movies. What else? I was going to say something else too. Oh, there's a potential. No, I'm not going to say this because it might not happen. So I don't want to say it's not going to happen. But there's a potential of some sort of reaction series with my girlfriend that I don't know if we're going to do because we have to have time for it. But so I don't want to like promise it if it's not going to happen. So maybe I won't say it just to not get anyone excited. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.